We got
I can help.
ice cream.
I can help.
Ice cream baby. Dum, 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 dum. Ice cream baby.
Okay.
You want me to move the printer now, babe, and then we can use that table for everything?
Are we gonna have combat?
We might, yeah. Possibility.
So,
I saw Rachel look at the map. She looked right up on top of the cabinet.
these are spice cake. Those are brownies.
These
And-
know where the hell to look.
These, Ivar.
What?
Trying to get your
Ice cream.
attention. Ice cream.
Pull the
no,
treats.
I can't do ice cream. No.
I'm good. I had my fattening stuff yesterday with my kids' party.
And these are basically cupcake. Yeah.
Birthday cupcakes.
Birthday cupcake.
Birthday cupcake vlogs.
No.
Full head. Birthday cupcakes skulls.
Skulls.
Oh.
They're appropriate.
Inappropriate.
Inappropriate.
I like cherry, so I got cherry.
Oh,
They don't make a mess.
My
all over the place.
my Worlds Apart group had their first tragic outcome at level 12. They came in contact with a wild magic stone called the Creation Stone. And they kept pouring magic into it for some reason. I didn't know why they were doing that. And then after it had a lot of magic in it, one of the players went and touched it.
Mm-mm.
And when he touched it, he immediately got reincarnated on a D100.
Oh no.
And he became an Eric Cochran. So we had to have a chat at the end of the game. I was like, "You're gonna be okay?" He's like, "Yeah, that was really stupid, wasn't it?" Well, it was fun.
Hey, that's the fun.
You
that's the
know,
stuff that
it's like
makes for fun
level
adventures.
12 is tricky. You know, figuring out things when you're level 12 is tricky.
Anyone still see me?
It's fine.
How about now?
Nope, because you're leaning away.
So was Holy Stonefoot the guy that was in charge of our Pike's Watch, or was he the guy that was in charge of the coin strikers?
Who?
Sharon Ray.
Was he?
Pikes Watch.
Because it's like I got his name highlighted here in between two bits of information. It's like, was it before or after?
Excellent note taking. Excellent note taking.
Hey, I write things down so it's down so I don't forget.
Oh my god, the new studio is looking so much better. I can't wait. I can't wait. I gotta get Larry out here while it's raining so he can help me work on the Cat 5 stuff. Because really, once I get the chair rail in and get the lower half done, it's just about having Cesare come out, do the table and the pergola. And then we just pick a Saturday and we move it all in one
Probably
day.
buy some 2x4s and still do the cameras and the.
No, that's what the pergola is. He built a frame that goes around the table for all the cameras. In fact, there'll be one less camera, which means I can retire the battle cam and use one of the newer cameras for the battle cam in the future.
Have it come down and.
That's the hope, is that we'll figure out a way to utilize it within the pergola setup.
Awesome.
So just got to get all the power surge protectors and everything ready. And we'll have 3 times the space.
Awesome.
So when's Trendo going to come back? and
Compared to
tell us?
what we are now, it is because you won't have all of this behind you. So, and it's twice as long as this. You don't realize it till you go over there and you're like, oh, this is a lot bigger over there. It's a lot bigger. Faux shizzle, my nizzle. Oh.
And Grumbles is not dead. He's just incapacitated.
And it might not be Grumbles, just someone that looks like him.
It's true. It could be true polymorph.
It could also be his brother. Somehow found flesh again.
And who is his brother?
Who did we
Henry.
say?
But I am the
Henry's his brother.
Henry's still a ghost.
I know. Like I said, it could be his brother that found
Henry's
flesh
an
again.
astral projection. I don't
Look at that squinty eye.
He's a lich.
He's got that squinty eye going. My Sunday 3:15 game.
Mhm.
We had our 41st session today.
Ooh. You mean yesterday?
No, today.
You said
Sorry, my
Sunday.
Monday group. Sorry, my Monday group. We had our 41st,
This is my-
the Fey Adventure
Mhm.
game.
Okay.
Creation.
No, Carolyn.
Stone, so I don't forget about that.
Today is Sunday.
I'm here early. I gotta go.
Don't fuck with her like that. You know she might take it seriously.
Yeah.
But Callista said it was Sunday. We're a day early. I gotta go to work.
Actually, I don't work on Sundays. But I do like
Well, I should send you home with an extra can of primer and say get to work.
I need to sleep.
You're a breaker.
If you look at my sleep schedule, I don't sleep very much.
Perfect. That means you got plenty of time to work.
Well, it's because I have other things that I'm doing. That's why I don't sleep.
Just remember, sleep is overrated. You can do that when you're dead.
I don't think that's sleep. Actually.
I really like
I don't
sleep.
think that's.
Or when you're retired.
Yeah, I don't think that's sleep.
My
That's
bar
not-
sleeps a lot.
No, I don't. I get normally 7-8 hours.
Don't you walk sleep though? Like you sleep with your eyes open. Like you're
No.
asleep right now.
Yeah. When you're talking,
No, that's him.
Oh, that guy down
Well,
there.
no, anytime there's a movie on or something like that, I'm usually.
Oh, I'm out.
Yeah.
She tried like
Well,
if it's,
I put a movie on my iPad when I want to fall asleep. I'll just lay in bed. Just, wow.
I put on either South Park or Rick and Morty, and then like in 10 minutes I'm out.
Did you hear
cold.
about the dude from Rick and Morty?
Yeah, but what I don't understand about all that
Uh,
is it happened in 2021.
okay.
So it's a couple years old.
Yeah.
It sounds like there was some out of court settlements going on, and then she changed gears and decided to press charges.
Yeah.
So
What was that about?
the one of the creators from Rick and Morty is domestic battery,
Uh-huh.
and they're pressing charges. But those things, I
I
always
know.
want to give everything the benefit of the doubt. But when there's that much money involved and you don't know any of the story,
Yeah.
it's hard to be objective. You want to be.
Yeah.
right?
I take everything with a grain of salt. Until
So
you
we'll see
know
how it plays out, but
otherwise.
He lost his gig. Adult Swim.
Didn't he like make the thing, or did
Him
Rick
and
Morty
the
lose
other
it?
guy. Well, he does all the
Like,
voices.
he doesn't do any Rick and Morty anymore. It's like Rick and Morty won't be on anymore. It's done.
No, it'll be on.
Oh.
They're casting.
They're casting. With
Yeah, they're
voice
casting
actors.
for new voice actors. Which,
It's
honestly,
like Kermit.
that's not exactly
It's-
that bad of
not
an
easy.
idea.
It's not that hard because
There's a lot of
I've
voice
heard
actors
people-
out there.
I've heard people mimic them pretty
Yeah.
good. So
Yeah. I mean, voice acting is an industry, So if people are really good at voice acting, they,
Good.
they're good, and they've got skills, and that's what they do. So
it would be fun to just make up voices all the time.
Oh,
That'd be
no.
great.
I know what you mean. It's almost like I like to do this job. I have a core of 10 voices I like to use. That's enough to create just enough immersion and variation for everybody. Just why I like to do it. Oh my God, I'm so I needed this game so bad tonight because my pay-to-play tables are going to get busy. I'm adding 8 more tables.
No,
Oh,
Vic.
no.
It wasn't
Yeah,
Vic.
I'm
No, it was
jumping
Vic. It was the other
All
guy.
in. I
When
don't
you
think
play
I'm going
Albert.
back to corporate.
Okay, that's not
Even though my
this.
LinkedIn got
That's
super
Albert.
active all of a sudden,
The one who had the
but I'm
acting
stuck
school.
in a 2-week cycle till because of my 2-week notice. So we'll
Alright,
see.
I tried it.
We'll see how it goes. Well, hi everybody. Welcome
Hi.
back.
Therapy took a lot out of you today.
You okay over there?
trying not to smash anything.
You have a look of
I have to
concern.
remember in a few minutes to go and microwave my soup. So that I can-
Okay.
The look on your face right now. It's just
Microwave my soup.
I have to microwave my
an
soup.
hour into tonight's game. She's going to be punchy. I can just tell by the look on
Roll
her
to hit.
face.
I have to go warm up my soup.
I'll be right back.
I'll be right back.
I got to go get my moo and my slippers and my soup. I'll be right back.
I already have Uggs on, so I'm good.
Everybody comfy in here? It's not too warm?
No, it feels good.
Okay, good. Because it's cold outside.
Oh,
Very cold.
Cold
Yeah.
as fuck.
But I knew it
outside.
would be warm in here, which is
It's
why
in my
I
garage
argued
all
with my
day,
mom about not
freezing
taking
my
a
ass off.
jacket.
Oh, yeah, because that's where all your.
All my armory stuff
Yeah.
I did up.
So you going to
Warm
Tonopah?
Yeah.
You on the board? Oh,
Yeah.
yay!
Me, Bill, and Yari, we're going.
Cool. That's awesome.
Just gonna jump in my truck and jam out there.
When you get
Nice.
into the car, it's not
That
gonna-
makes me feel good. It makes me feel all warm
I have more
inside.
fun.
And Carla's
You guys will
going.
go.
Fortunate. Are you going, Shiloh?
No,
No.
because we got High Desert just the weekend before that.
We're High Desert Pirate,
Mm-hmm.
the pirate one.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I have more fun out of
And then-
kingdom events than I do in kingdom events.
We were supposed to be going to
And then-
Idaho this week, but 7 inches of
Snow.
snow
7 feet
7 feet
of snow. Yeah. You can't get over the Rockies.
Can't get over the Rockies.
Yeah.
So we're going next week.
El Hawk 99.
I
It's
think-
snowing. Where are you, El Hawk? That it's snowing. Where are you?
Because it snowed in Hollywood, so you can be anywhere.
Yeah. Well, it snowed in
It's
San
on my
Francisco.
screen.
It snowed. Yeah, it snowed everywhere, man.
Yeah, it was
Crazy.
snowing in Moreno Valley,
global-
and I know I saw you guys.
Snowed
you
on the
got
ranch.
some-
Yep,
got
snowed on the
snow
ranch.
I was kind of hoping it was
Global
snow.
warming.
El Hawk is
No.
in North Jersey. So he said
Oh
there's
shit!
a ton of snow there
Oh, I
right
bet.
now. Yeah.
Jeez.
Well,
See, there it's normal. Here, it's a freak of nature.
Well, I don't know what they're experiencing before this big storm front came through.
Hmm.
It was 74 degrees.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like it's like they're used to it being in the 30s in February, 30s and 40s. It's supposed to be cold out there.
yeah.
I've got a player who lives in Kentucky. It's like we're in tank tops and shorts right now,
yeah.
Yeah.
and we should be freezing our balls off right now. And
And we
it's
should be in
crazy.
tank tops and shorts, and we're freezing our balls off.
We
Not in February.
that was one of the things that we were actually
I
thinking
can
about.
remember
That's
winters
not
was-
true.
when there was
Um,
like
Oh,
2
no,
weeks of
I know.
I
I
might
know.
need a sweater.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, it was the worst Christmas I remember because it was like 80 something degrees out
I know.
on Christmas.
That sucks.
Like,
No, that
Is that
was
my-
beautiful.
So
No,
went
I
to
hate
school with
that.
A couple of guys
Christmas
that-
should not be hot. Halloween
And
should
then
not
we
be
walk
hot.
around
She
in the
hates the
winter,
cold, man.
you know,
She hates
shorts
the
and
cold.
t-shirts
oh yeah, because
all
that's
the
like
time.
yeah.
Callista lives in her mind in a certain temperature, and it's always 76 degrees.
76 degrees.
It's perfect.
We were actually thinking about this
76
the
is
other
too cold.
yesterday when it
76
was
is
raining
perfect.
really,
Mm.
really hard.
Anything under
Was
80 is
that
cold.
we were thinking about our timeline, and it was like
Anything over 80 is
just
perfect.
right the week after the wedding
Mm.
is when it
But that's
Yeah.
downpoured.
How long ago was that?
Don't get me
3
wrong, I
years.
don't like to be
Yeah,
cold, but
3
there's
years
certain
ago.
holidays.
Yeah, but
Halloween,
we
we
got
can see
10
a
years
lot
of
of
rain in 4 months this year.
No, because I
Yeah.
don't wear a lot of.
Do you see
we
the
need another
pictures of all the
4 years
northern-
of this.
You see all the pictures of the reservoirs up north?
Yeah.
But the problem is now we're going to have 8 years of drought again,
Well, yeah.
And
Well,
and we
that-
might get rain and
And
like this
well,
again in another.
and the
you
problem
know.
with
We've got fire
California-
season coming up
Yeah.
because everything's so green, it's going to get really green.
Did you
dry
guys
out,
notice
and
the hillside
Oh
near
my gosh, that looks
Winchester
like-
Farm?
I feel like
the,
I was
The
going to
poppies are
Ireland.
going.
the poppies are going
I
because of the
bet-
cold.
Yeah, they're gonna have a
That's
super
what we
bloom.
need. We need all that moisture and then the cold because that's what brings
You
them
know
out.
what? It's gonna be.
Roll for initiative.
It's-
Don't
it's-
forget to get your soup. Now, if you get the good crackers, you can do. Well, she was
The-
telling me
the-
I was
the
number
thing is-
one.
Are the crackers?
Well, we're
are they
probably
cookies?
gonna we're probably gonna have a really good bumper crop of apples and cherries this year because of the frost.
Yeah, well, you know.
Well,
yeah, there's problems.
so-
we still got issues.
so the main problem Central California has
Mhm.
is when you have a prolonged drought, it's rain on concrete.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
it
the
all rushes out
level
into the-
of shedding
ocean.
of water was still pretty high. Now all the main reservoirs benefited from that,
But we don't have
from the
enough
fires
reservoirs.
and the drought conditions, because everything ran into the reservoirs.
Yeah.
But the soil retention and water retention in the burn areas and all the other areas,
Yeah, it's
not
Oh,
very
yeah.
good. You know,
The only
and-
good
Oh,
thing is
and I
all
love
the
hearing
snow.
about their proposal of putting a reservoir under Los Angeles. I was like,
well,
Just
my
in case it
understanding
catches on
is
fire again, I'm
well,
sure.
one of the things they got to start. Yeah, if the trees don't bud early and
Yes,
then
that's
freeze, you lose the
water.
crop. I mean, we timed
to
the
have-
picking of all of our citrus right on time because
Mhm.
3 or 4 days of that cold
That
would
would
have
have
killed
Yeah.
what we had on there because we had already
Oh, yeah.
missed a season of grapefruit. So one of our trees, the reason why we have so many grapefruits right now is 2 seasons of it.
mhm.
And finally, the trees all got pruned and harvested. So with all this water, if you go and look at the leaves of what's left on the tree, all the leaves are shiny green, like waxy green now.
You're getting
Uh-huh.
ready
And
to
there's
take off.
thousands of little like startlings everywhere, all over the trees.
That's when you shake them off so that you don't.
That was the
so they
mistake
don't
we made
bloom.
last year on our grapes is we didn't thin them out.
Hmm.
So they put a bunch
Got it,
on,
yeah.
but then they didn't, you know,
Tiny.
fill up because it was too much. for
Yeah,
them.
no. Well,
That we discovered wine grapes,
oh yeah, they're micro grapes. Yeah, the little wine
and
micro
they're all
grapes. Yeah,
seed.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
All right. Does
Well,
anyone
what's-
else want more cupcake before we put it back?
I do want a cupcake.
I'm
Maybe a
sure
pink
she
one?
does.
That's a brownie, but it's just chocolate covered. It's cherry covered.
Chocolate fudge. Okay, so here's our
Okay.
dad joke.
Chocolate brown.
A panda walks into a bar and says to the bartender,
Ow. Walked into a bar.
I'll have a scotch and blank, period. Coke. Thank you. Sure thing. The bartender replies and asks, but what's with the big paws? The panda holds up his hands and says, I was born with them. It's a good dad joke.
Mm. I got one I'll tell you after the cameras are off. And everyone else is left. That I heard yesterday that I was like,
That's
The
like a
most
family.
disgusting-
That's like a Family Guy episode.
yeah,
Right.
the most disgusting joke ever. Fuck, man. I heard this and I was like, that it even disgusted me. And I was like, all right, that's a bad joke. If you have any good jokes out there, guys, dirty
Send
or
them our
better,
way.
send them our way. I need some new ones.
Yeah, I've got a dad joke bot that I just never got rid of, and I love it.
I always forget the dad jokes I'm supposed to be saying. And just end up saying a dirty one.
I like the distraction from time to time while you guys are trying to figure out how to open a door.
Doors are easy. Locks are hard. Doors that might have locks that aren't locked.
I don't know. Getting Morrow out of that room seemed to take a little while.
Oh, so do
Well,
you?
it's kind of a barrier. I mean, that's a little different than just opening a door.
It's all in the creativity. I show you. Be creative, and I change the rules.
Okay.
No, this is the coolest. This is what I like. I love the most. Yeah. So I go look at the sword. Okay, cool. It looks like a sword. Right. Okay, all right. I pick it up. Which hand do you pick it up with? And they're like, wait a minute, I'm thinking now, maybe I don't pick it up.
I don't know what you're talking about. It never
Lost
happened.
an arm.
Yeah,
It never happens.
What hand do you pick it up with?
So
it's gonna
while
explode.
he's picking up the sword, where
What
are
are
the
you
rest?
guys doing?
Yeah, where are you guys
How far away
standing?
How far away are you people from her? Yeah, like how
As
far
Bella
are you-
goes to pet the ginormous spider that comes out of the cave, what are the rest of you doing?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm obviously on my way out up the stairs. I mean,
We got to figure out a way to get Bella a mounted spider so she can be running around on her mounted spider.
It goes upside down, she falls off.
Her hair's like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a thought on that. It was like she's more and more truly becoming a drow queen.
Kind of. Yeah.
What if she just gets one of those resurrection things where she just becomes one of those spider people?
Oh,
Why
a
don't
drider?
you-
Yeah. She
I'll have to
accidentally
quit the party if
dies
that
and
happens.
comes back as a drider.
Like Sephora comes up behind Bella. Remember, this is an accident.
Tell the other drow what you saw here. Yeah.
Meanwhile, it's like the movie Airplane. There's a line of people to
Yeah,
kill Bella.
that's right.
Nope, she didn't come back as one. Okay, my turn.
Oh, miss,
No.
don't speak jive.
I
That shit
realized it
killed
when
me.
I sat down, but I felt like there was something missing when I was leaving the house. I'm like, oh, I forgot the figures that I painted for.
My
So I
brain
went
is
inside and
missing.
got them. Aw, that's okay.
This is the wrong day to stop sniffing
Oh,
glue.
boy.
Remember that guy? He's like,
Yeah.
"The wrong day to
But
stop
see, like,
stop
I got in
smoking
the car, put my
PCP.
stuff down. I was like, I feel like
His
something's
hair's all
missing.
just up in the air. It's all.
Can't figure out what it is.
Oh, the one guy though,
So I got here, and then I sat down. I'm like,
the flamboyant guy. I
It's
can't
naked.
think of the
I
actor's
don't
name,
have my
but he
face
was
on. Oh, yeah.
great in that.
Oh yeah, that guy.
God, he was great. I love his acting.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, not Leslie Nielsen.
No,
No.
so the other guy with the bald head. He has
Yeah.
like a balding. He's balding.
Yeah.
You just keep in mind, you also gave me a bunch of failure polymorph potions and also 3 regular polymorph potions.
all of them
Did
are
I?
failures.
Mhm.
Don't believe it.
Did I?
Oh, you gave me quite a few potions.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them were polymorph potions.
I still
Well,
wanted
there
to.
was-
I still
there was
wanted to
a-
like.
Super healed, there was 2 flying, 2 jumping, 2 bulls of strength, 2 visuals, 3 potions of polymorph, and then 3 failure polymorph potions, which you better watch your soup now.
I
There's
got-
some water breathing. and
I got 2
Okay,
water
player
breathing,
killer.
2 fly, and 2 air.
I'll watch out. Don't worry.
I didn't get all of hers down.
Yeah, I didn't get any of hers down.
I'm already
I
suspicious of
started
you
writing
anyway.
down when you were getting yours. It was like, oh,
You're suspicious of everybody.
Oh yeah, extra suspicious.
Is it really possible to be extra suspicious if you're suspicious?
I'm just suspicious. I'm
You're
not.
just
Don't
sus.
be suspicious.
I'm not- I'm
Don't
just
be
sus.
suspicious.
I'm just a little suspicious.
I have a
I'm
Star
not
Wars
super.
character who literally
I'm
has
not superstitious. I'm
ability
just a
called
little
bad feeling.
stitious.
You're sus.
So, where we last left off,
You guys are all sus.
You're sus.
the team had discovered the secret laboratory of the former Henry when he was still corporeal or existed during his time. With Vasselheim's decline in the trust of the arcane, he did something even better. He found a secret location that allowed him to not only continue his work, but it allowed him to continue his work of the study of a dreadnought that he had discovered. And bringing this dreadnought into his laboratories, he began to realize that the alchemy that was able to be harvested from this dreadnought gave him not only a means of income, but allowed him to continue to practice his arcane while in hiding at the same time. His ship was discovered, the Wasp, and it was brought back down to Vasselheim. Unfortunately for the team, the transition between the different portals and gateways within the Magic Mansion and the way that Henry had set up all of these different laboratories and reposits had taken a little time out of their schedule. They realized they'd been gone for about a week, and upon returning, found that the Stone Grove residence had been tightly secured, that the creepy garden was dealt with, and the bodies that they found in your garden were reinterred in the cemetery behind the Stone Grove residence.
And Willa learned she has to take one human for every.
We
one
also
of her babies
found-
that were missing.
We also found Elise's recently perhaps murdered body with a snapped neck
How do
and
you
her
snap your own neck?
The power of love.
Oh, chickens do it all the time.
She's not a chicken.
and her very powerful beholder necklace
I heard
gone.
turkeys can drown themselves.
The team then began to investigate, try to figure out what happened. And when they headed over to the Serenray Temple, they met the High Bear there and discovered that because you guys had gone missing for a week, they secured your Vardo and all your equipment and all your items because they didn't want them to get stolen. They sealed up the Stone Grove in anticipation of your eventual return. While I believe while Morrow and Willa are lingering in the gardens of the Serenray Temple, the rest of you had gone inside to
Who else?
talk to the High Bearer.
Who else is out there with me? I thought it was
Morrow's with you.
Oh, okay.
Is it
Well, yeah, and Sephora.
and Zephora? So Zephora, Willa, and Morrow are out kind of like laying low, just kind of keeping an eye on things out front of the
They
Serenray
rolled
Temple.
excellent on their stealth and disguise.
No, Morrow's ass, I think, was sticking out behind a tree.
I am that tree. No.
Yeah. Willa's like this, and then Morrow's hiding behind her, and his butt's like sticking out past it.
But don't.
While the rest of you had gone inside to talk to the High Bearer,
And that's Holly Stonefoot.
Holly Stonefoot, the female dwarf that currently is in charge of the Serenray Temple. Once you made your way inside, the team
Yeah, I
had
thought Holly
been.
was a guy.
No, I thought it was my female dwarf that's the High Bearer.
It's a dwarf. How can you tell?
It was a dude.
That's fair. Well,
Well,
she
it
has a
sounded like
beard.
this. I mean,
Well, I mean, they'd all have
make her
beards.
give her. She'll be the next barmaid we run.
So, running into the High Bear, we'll keep the continuity model going because I think
Okay.
you're right.
They don't identify the race.
He took you into the hospice portion of the chapel and directed you to a bed. So the three of you that are inside are currently hovered over the incapacitated form of Grumbles. What would you guys like to do?
And you said he has white eyes.
Give me a medicine check as
I
you
would like
begin to
find
examine
trouble in the
him.
garden.
Hmm?
I would like to wander around and find trouble in the garden.
Do you have medicine?
Okay. Well, I would assume that you were going to do that anyway.
I'm not
Yeah,
proficient.
you said, "What are we gonna do?" Like that's what I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna stick him with a dagger on his foot.
No response. You kind of give it a little, and
Ooh,
even
but I
more
rolled a
interestingly,
19 for a
it
21.
bleeds. And then
Is it blue?
no, it bleeds, and then it stops after a while. So he's
Is he dead?
Still alive.
Sounds like a lot of hoopla.
what'd you get for your medicine check?
21.
21. Give me a religion
Where's
check
he at?
because you're there as well.
I have
Saturday
medicine.
He's in the
as
Saturday
well, I
temple.
think, too, but
Yeah, give me a religion check
In
as
their,
with her medicine
infirmary.
and your religion. See if you guys can figure out what's wrong with them.
19 and what is it? 21. So we both got
Overhearing
50.
the high bearer,
Mhm.
kind of mumbling under his voice, the two of you figure out that he is suffering from the side effects or the post effects of possession.
You did.
Is there like an empty bed next to him, or?
Are you inside or outside?
You're outside. You were.
Oh yeah, that's
Victor.
right. Internet. I forgot I didn't know this is happening.
The
So I was like
outfit-
gonna fluff up a
You
pillow and
didn't
put it on
wanna
his
go-
face.
You didn't want to go into the Saturday.
Yeah, I know.
You
Goody two shoes.
the side effects of possession.
Can you help him?
What are they?
It varies. The more powerful the incursion, more powerful that someone does the possession, the greater the potential of damage during either the possession activity or after the possession. Sometimes they wake up, sometimes they don't. Looking at his form, I mean, he has that appearance of someone who may be permanently incapacitated. I mean, we tried everything. If what you're saying is true, that he suffered from possession, none of our restorative or healing effects will work on him. We've already tried lesser restoration and greater. No avail. We've even spent a little extra on remove curse. We figured he would be able to tell us what had happened to all of you. But we found him over in the Heaven's Staircase area of the Guild's merchants, abandoned in a nearby alley.
Wait, where did she say that
Yeah.
was?
He was over by the
No, that's in the Quadroads.
Where
Black
the
Snake Alley. Or behind. Across from the merchant house of the caretakers. That's not where the Heaven's Stair is it?
Heaven's Stair is near the Temple District where you currently are.
Okay.
And the Heaven's Stair is also where the newer guild houses reside and where the lion resides as well.
so it's not where that one.
No, that's where the
bar
Laughing
used to be.
Matron. Laughing Matrons is in the Quadroads. Right.
Yeah, because you guys finally
Yeah,
learned
we
that
got-
location as to where it was.
And so he was over by the White Lion's residence.
That's where that's where they found him, in the guild's district over there near the main gate that takes you in and out of the north of the city. He was found in an alleyway by the local watch.
I'm gonna slip out and talk to some of my contacts and find out what's been going on in the city the last week that we've been gone.
Okay. So as you slip out, I'll say that Willa, Zephora, and Mara will see Scarlet leave the main temple and out through the gardens and head towards the main districts that will take you into the depths of the city at this point. Give me investigation as a base number.
9.
9. Okay, we'll come back to that. Leaving Jade and Bella inside as the incapacitated form of Grumbles. What kind of trouble are you getting into, Willa, as you wander the gardens of the Saren Ray?
Any big trees?
You making trees?
No.
She asked any big trees.
Because we just came from
Oh,
one, right?
give me a survival check as you wander the gardens. Yeah.
Didn't we just walk through one or something?
Yes, you knew. Well, big enough to allow you to stride through it or travel through it.
Nature, you said, or survival? Survival. That was 9 because I rolled a 6. I just want to be able to walk through it.
Yeah.
'Cause I
The
wanna go-
ward that you guys are thinking of is the Helix ward, is where the lion resides. I clicked on one of my asterisks to take me there.
Oh, I have that in my
Yeah.
notes. Found at the base of a statue in the Helix Ward.
Correct.
It was what, the Golden Lion? What was it called? No.
No, it was close to the to the White Lion's
Residence.
residence.
Oh, I'm gonna win. He's already drifting. Now that man can sleep with his eyes open. That's impressive. Boy, is she poking the wrong spot.
No.
Oh, that's for me to post.
Moving on.
Yeah, don't smell that finger. Trust me, you don't want to smell that. My
don't know where that's
12-year-olds play with it.
You don't know that's been.
Like, wait a minute, who brought these?
You did.
No. Is it Rachel? Rachel brought.
Oh,
these.
then you
Yeah.
definitely don't know where it's been. She's got a darker side.
I just wanted
So what'd you get for your survival check?
Oh, it was a 9.
A 9?
Yeah, but basically all I wanted to do was find a tree, which I should have already known there was one because we walked through one.
Well, yeah, you walked through. I mean, the only tree big enough
Yeah.
is the one you remember you guys walking through.
Yeah.
Because you've been in the Sarin Ray Gardens before.
Yeah.
So there's really only one functional, sizable tree that you would know about. That's
Yeah.
fair.
I just want to go back to that closed garden because I don't know. I just want to go back there. It's been a while.
Okay. So you're heading back to that tree you just walked through?
No. Remember the
Oh, the one
where I
that's
found-
closed by the iron
where I found the
gates.
finger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to head back there?
Yeah.
Okay.
It sounds like a good place to get in trouble.
Okay. So Bella, Sephora, you guys are still out front in the garden.
Well, she
No
walked off,
sign,
but they're not
or
gonna stop.
sorry, Maro and Sephora still out in the gardens of the Sarin Ray. Anything you guys
I-
want to do?
I
So
told them-
far,
I told them if
Jade
they
hasn't
didn't
come out and Bella hasn't come
Yeah,
out.
I told them if they're okay, to send somebody out and let us know.
Okay. Well, we'll say that seeing Scarlet leave was
Mm.
kind of your, like,
Key.
okay, Scarlet's leaving to go do something. Chances are they're probably okay.
Okay, I'll go in.
Remembering that as Scarlet leaves, I mentally send Sephora a signal that says we're okay.
As you walk by Sephora.
If you can find me.
Yeah, I know. You like rolled a 95 for your
30
stealth.
something.
And I have messages cantrip, so I can actually.
So I know, and as you do that, within moments, you kind of jumpstart as Sephora's like right next to you. You never even heard her come in.
What's that smell?
Oh, ham salad.
What have we here?
There's Grumbles
This would be
in
Grumbles.
kind of like a fetal position. His arms are like crossed to his chest. His eyes are like as if he's blind, so it's like they're very white and opaque. You can see a bandaged toe from where Scarlet, made sure he was technically still alive. Both Bella and Jade are there, and Hollyfoot is there as
Did you
well.
keep the blood sample?
I did.
I don't think.
It's on my dagger.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
She pokes it.
Well, I'm gonna leave you to it to figure out whatever you want to figure out. But
Can we get our staff back and get the house reopened?
I'll see what I can do. I'll definitely have your equipment sent back over, and I'll see if I can't track down your staff. I think most of them are picking up jobs over in the markets as they're getting ready to open in about a week. So I'm sure they're still very much available. They enjoyed working there, although there were continuous complaints about the numbers of spiders that they were forced to deal with.
See, they were more worried about the spiders than my little guys.
Well, and we'd like to understand the curses that you have on that place. Evidently, when we sent people to pick up your Vado and close the place up, they complained about tiny little creatures that were chasing them out of the garden, and we had to reinter somebody's corpse that was being used as kind of plaything, as a garden plaything. I don't.
My
Look, what you do in your free time is your business. If you like to play with the dead, I can think of other cities that might be better for you to do it. But in Vasselheim, we must keep up appearances, if you understand my meaning.
I do.
Behind our
I
walls.
will try and talk to our members.
Yeah,
Were there-
do what you can. Well, I'll leave the three of you to it if you need me. Oh, yes.
Before you go, were there any markings on his body by chance?
No, we
There
could not
will be.
find any bites, cuts, bruises of any kind.
No ruins or anything?
No sign of magical implications either.
What was he wearing?
What you see him wearing now.
What's he wearing?
He's wearing like what feels like day clothes, just a vest, leather pants,
Similar
a
to
tunic
what we've seen him
underneath.
wearing before?
Yeah, not all that dissimilar.
Did he? I know this sounds like a weird question, but did he smell of incense by chance?
Did he smell of incense?
Something like.
Well, unfortunately, it had been sitting outside for a couple of days, I think, is what the watch said when they gathered him up. To be honest, he smelled like piss and shit and sewage.
So normal.
Does he always smell like piss?
No, he doesn't always smell like piss and shit.
Depends if he was in the garden.
Bella's like, yeah, he does.
So I take it you're done with his treatment?
Well, there is no treatment. We have no
Oh.
way of knowing how to bring him back from this condition.
Okay.
If we knew the source of what caused this condition, we could research that and possibly come up with a cure. I mean, I do have acolytes and priests that have very capable skills, but without knowledge of how this happened to them, I don't know really how we're going to resolve this.
Oh,
You said his hands are clenched.
several
Yeah, they're like
ways to
this.
resolve this.
I want to try to actually see if there's anything in his hands. See if I can.
Give me a strength check as you try to pry open his fingers.
Take out a needle, press back his neck, hand goes loose.
You go up to his ear.
Whisper in his ear. Sephora is here for you.
He immediately jumps up, starts running for the door.
You didn't finish
16?
digging your grave.
There's kind of a very heavy cracking noise as you kind of undo the knuckles, and a small length of gold chain that's been broken falls out of his hand.
Pick that up.
And it looks familiar to you. You remember that this was the chain that was attached to Elise's necklace.
Oh, my soon-to-be new friend.
Collection of different things on me.
I'm gonna check his other hand.
Give me investigation as you start to kind of check him with a little bit more thoroughness.
I'm actually kind of surprised no one actually opened up his fingers or anything.
I probably couldn't.
Natty 20
Nice.
for 23.
You check his other hand. There's nothing in it, but there's a lot of markings as if he was holding on to something and something was pulled out of his hand. You can see abrasions along his calluses. Like between the chain she finds, it's almost as if he grabbed something and then it was ripped from his hands at some point.
Guys, I think we have a problem when we're holding up the chain. Pretty sure this is the one that had our friend in there.
Are there any other questions I can answer for you? Or can I?
Thank you.
Do you
We're
have
probably
anything
going
in
to take him
pockets?
back to our house so we can better take care of him there.
Oh, no, that would be great. We could use the room. That would be awesome if you could do
No
that.
problem. I grab him by his shirt right there and just drag him.
I stop him and I say, I'm sure we can arrange for him to be delivered to the house after we have set.
Yeah, I don't think it's okay that you just treat him like cordwood. I mean, a little respect for. He's still alive, technically.
Did you know him?
What? No, not personally. No,
He's a little turd.
that may be, but a
Yes.
little bit of respect. I think we can have him delivered over to the Stone Grove. It's not a problem, and you can handle his hospice however you choose.
I let him go.
Face plants.
after we send him over after we have our stuff.
Did you try prayer of healing?
Well, we tried it all,
If
everything.
they tried greater resto,
Resto? Yeah.
they tried.
Tried everything.
Curse removal.
We even had a very creative priest. She tried divine intervention.
Scarlet, we should have had you look at him through the
Thingy.
Thing.
You're not there now.
I didn't
Oh,
say
yeah.
that in character.
Yeah.
Do you have anything that will fix him?
Well, if my stuff did, if their stuff didn't work, I don't think mine's going to do any better.
No. Perhaps if you stopped playing with spiders and concentrated on your studies, you might be able to do something.
Watch what you drink.
She's evolving.
Watch what you drink.
Oh, don't worry. I'll
She's
be
going
eating my
through
own rations
metamorphosis.
from now on.
Spider silk.
Do not stop the process.
They
And
will get
making
bigger.
sure no one's standing behind me
will
when
get
I'm
bigger.
standing in a magical portal.
So, as you guys wrap up your conversation with Hollyfoot and make arrangements for Grumbles to be taken over to the Stone Grove, Hollyfoot's going to track down some folks to try to find your original
Mostly
caretakers, as well as get your equipment and everything sent. back over.
Duraste Eresis.
Who was the one that was kind of running the staff
our
for the most
household,
part?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna,
We had Ernest as the captain.
Yep.
And we had Kel Rotterton.
Rofferton.
Rofferton?
So
With an
if
F?
we get Ernest, or not Ernest, Duraste Eresis, she can get everyone else. So it's all good. It's all good. But we can let NPCs take care of that.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to.
What's
the
an
coin-
NPC? Is that their first name or last
We
name?
can let Halvey find someone to take care of.
I'm gonna go the coin strikers.
Okay. You're heading over to the Helix Ward and to where the Coin Strikers Guild House is.
I actually want to talk to, get someone's attention to get a paper and a pen and write down some notes. I'm going to take the notes out that we found from set up there. Of,
Okay.
Like how to make a super healing.
A greater
A
healing
greater healing.
Yeah.
and see if that actually.
and superior healing potions and
But some
Okay.
of that
I'm going to write it.
was arcane, right?
Because
It's alchemy.
it was alchemy.
Okay. And alchemy is accepted here.
well, I mean the generally speaking, but it is treated with a bit of kit gloves when it comes to the expectation of what magics you're using to infuse alchemy versus using more kind of like organic or natural means to make your alchemy. They're
The,
accepted in different ways.
I don't think they would like those here.
You hear in your head. No, seriously. Why do you think he was on the moon? Bella, no.
You guys didn't want me there. Although I would have told everybody about everything, so I guess that's
Okay.
fair.
I want to head over to the Tawny Plains Guild.
The Tawny Plains Guild.
Yes.
So you're heading that way. You're out investigating. How did I get six
I'm
different?
going to take Bella with me.
By force,
So she
All right.
doesn't
Going this way.
This
All right.
happened because they
We're
didn't want me in
going
there.
this way.
That's fair. So Willa,
Yes.
you easily arrive to that spot.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, there's that heavy iron kind of fencing around this little simple kind of like garden area with the big tree in the middle of it. What do you want to do?
I want to start growing my little guys.
Okay. They start popping up around you.
Are you in our area or are you in somewhere else?
From somewhere else.
Oh, she's completely somewhere else. And the little kind of spriglings start popping up and they gather around your feet and look up at you with no eyes or anything, just these leafless faces that look up at you, waiting. Yeah, pretty much. Just kind of waiting for you to tell them what to do.
I was drawing a bunch of them.
Can you,
Terrifying.
I'll let you all to spread out
Let me see.
and see if you can find anything interesting. This place,
And they start spreading out. And then some dip into like underneath the railing and kind of like
That's cool.
you can just feel that dozens and dozens of these little creations are finding whatever patch of dirt or overgrown bush or whatever they can find, and they're just going off in different directions.
and I am specifically looking for any signs of the ravens.
Okay.
Because I feel like they're in charge of what happened here because of what I learned from the.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So as you're on your way over to the Coin Strikers, you have to pass through the Helix Ward to get to that other side
Okay.
of where all the guild houses are.
All right.
But if you're taking Bella in that general direction, Jade, it's all in the same ward for the most part. Because the Helix Ward is where all the different guild houses, family houses, and all the kind of like upper echelon of Vasselheim kind of reside now.
Okay.
That's like their main location. While a lot of other people may kind of reside in other spots of Vasselheim, whether it's the quad roads or, you know, the different areas that can be used as residential. For the most part, the movers and shakers of nobility reside in the Helix ward. You're having a hard time finding contacts. You wander in and out of the different wards, kind of going through familiar alleys. I will say this much. You inadvertently stumble into a section of the quad roads that there's an alley that looks very familiar to you. And you're like, I think the Laughing Matron's here somewhere. Like you recognize the alley, you recognize the area, and you're like, I remember seeing this. And you wander into that alley and you look around at an old abandoned section of building. Give me investigation as you start examining it.
I still have my stone on me.
So you have advantage?
I'll look with that too.
Okay, so you have advantage.
Having advantage means you roll twice.
Okay.
Take the higher of the two rolls.
Okay. 13.
13. Looking around, there's something very much strange here. The way the wall is built, it feels like there's a wall on top of a wall. Like somebody has remasoned this particular wall. There's a faint outline of an old, where maybe a door would be. You can also see a faint outline where a window was bricked up. It's a relatively tall structure, but the roof is partially collapsed in on itself. It's almost like somebody came here and did this on purpose, almost to give it a fake facade.
Can I climb up to the roof?
Kind of looking around, and you see an area of where an old kind of like spout and spigot, and you kind of jump up on the rain gutter and climb up onto where the part of the roof is collapsed. And as you climb up there, your hand passes through the roof line like it's not there. And that's when you realize as it passes through the roof line, you feel a solid roof underneath it. There's been illusion placed on this roof. Somebody's trying to make this place look run down.
Is this recent?
Give me perception as you look around, trying to figure out, because now you watch as the illusion kind of dissipates around you and no longer affects you.
And this doesn't sound like it's the same as like the black market.
23. New roof, old roof, new roof, old roof.
What'd you get?
Where is
20.
23.
What do you need? What do you need on the notes on that?
As you feel around on the roof, your hand comes across a trapdoor that's in the roof. And you feel the edge of it, and it's like an access door, like something just to get in and out quickly up onto the roof line or down into whatever. You can hear people talking. You can hear boxes being moved. You can hear an individual.
Building,
Look,
statue.
we don't have all day. We've been trying to move these
At the quad
boxes.
roads.
We're either going to do it now or we're going to do it later.
Is this the same place?
And then you hear a feminine voice. I understand, but it's not that simple. Now that Elisa is dead, we've got to find what happened to her necklace. If that beholder gets out without her control, things can get very different around here. And then you could hear like about a half a dozen people shuffling around, moving boxes, quiet conversation. This feels like it's being used as a hideout or a point where people are gathering to maybe deal with smuggled goods. But there's
Are the
more to it.
voices familiar?
No, they don't sound familiar at all to you. Nothing you've heard.
But you probably.
I feel like I should know more people in this city. I've been here before for a while.
Yeah, but you got that short attention span problem.
No, I
You're
don't.
good for about 10 minutes,
I'm
and then
very
you
good at paying attention.
and then you pick termites.
I think I kind of want to. Can I put a guard somewhere to alert me if something?
You haven't really been able to find anybody though.
Hmm.
Is your struggle?
See,
It's almost like everyone's
Yeah.
kind of like gone to ground. I mean, you haven't been to the Slayer's Take. You haven't talked to your group in a while, so it's like you're not really sure where everybody is, but you're having a hard time finding people.
I'm gonna
Elise?
find a place
The one that got
to
killed.
The one
kind
that
of
you killed?
No,
settle
the one that we
in.
found dead.
and just keep an eye on
Okay.
everything.
What is there a ward or an area that you want to settle in and keep an eye on
Settle in.
things?
I'm actually
Pardon?
thinking they're up on the roof and just use my stealth and just
Give me a
That
stealth
way.
check as you just linger up on the spot to see what might come your way.
For the record, she has a perfectly good attention span. She just doesn't care.
How?
It's like I'm paying attention to everything. It's like I don't care about any of this. And then she just
22.
22? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's hysterical.
It's like, that's strange. I don't care. That's nothing to do
So,
with me.
with that, Jade and Bella, you're heading over to
Tawny Plains Guild
the Tawny Plains Guild.
with a note.
Okay. And what's the note?
The note is from Lady Tawny.
Okay. It's going to take you through the Helix Ward. As you come through the Helix Ward,
Back in April of last year,
I know, right?
Lady Tawny gave us a letter to give to her guild after we'd revived them.
Yep.
Revived.
Was that when you were on your way to collect the funds from the missing coin strikers? Or was that in the town when the strange...
It was in the caravan when the caravan got attacked.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Yes.
That was from
Also
the
like
Devil's
that.
Grin.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
forgot. I'm like, we have been playing for a while.
I know,
For
right?
a while.
I'm like,
It's been a
holy
year.
shit.
I
It's
know.
finally Vasselheim.
Yeah.
I was going through my notes. Actually, I was going through
Yeah.
my list of things that I have in my bag, and I'm like, I have a letter from Lady Tawny. Why do I have a letter from Lady Tawny? What was I supposed to
Yeah,
have
so
in my
yeah,
notes?
wow.
So yes,
Okay.
we're in Vasselheim.
All right. So once you arrive over at the Helix Ward, you can see all the estate houses. And you can see the emblem of the Tawny house kind of like off to the left in a more kind of like secluded where the house is built up on a hill and there's a gated garden around it. There seems to be a guard posted at the main gate. There's a couple carts out front designed to either bring goods or leave with goods. They don't seem to be like a coach or anything. But you could see some kind of gathering in the garden in front of the Tawny house, like maybe a dozen or so people being either entertained or possibly doing something just to kind of spend the day. Because we're early evening or afternoon at this point. We're afternoon, right?
Or early evening.
Early evening. So it's a garden party early evening that you've kind of stumbled upon.
Okay.
The guard stops you and Bella. Can I help you with something?
I have a letter for Lady Tawny that I was supposed to deliver here.
May
From
I
Lady
see
Tawny.
it for a second? Takes it. Oh, absolutely. Hands it back to you. One moment. Opens up the gate, closes it, disappears into the garden. And he comes back with this incredibly kind of charismatic looking female. She's very long, silver and kind of dyed purple hair with a kind of like strands of yellow in it as well. Very tall, but built like maybe she used to adventure as a fighter. So kind of that rugged on the road look. She's wearing kind of like a yellow and green kind of velveteen gown. She's dressed very nicely and she's got the jewelry and she's got a very kind of like porcelain face when she comes over. Who are you? What is your name?
I'm Jade,
And
this
you're-
is Bella,
Bella.
and
Well,
we're with the Saren Ray. We're with Pike's Watch, and a couple out of character. How long ago was that in game?
I mean, it's probably been a month or so ago, a month and a
Okay.
half ago.
About a month ago, when we were traveling with
Yes.
your guild and Lady Tawny, they were waylaid, and they asked me to deliver this letter to you.
I cannot tell you how important this letter is. Could I invite the two of you in for drinks? We have a garden party currently going on for some of our investors and our traders are here. Would you
Sure.
well,
That's a
please
good idea. I'm not there.
come in, enter.
So
Thank
bad,
you,
though.
Ralph. They are
That would've
good.
been fun.
This is amazing. This is a lineage document. We are currently in a bit of a dispute over ownership of property. And this document was crafted by a friend of mine. And it is designed to prove ownership and bloodline of a particular piece of property that we are focused on. And I do not enjoy dealing with the coin strikers. I find them to be a bit brusque in their conversations with me. So this will help a great deal. Where do you and your friends or your friend reside? Where do you
Oh, we're
stay?
over in the Stone Grove.
I'm familiar with that estate. One of the bigger residences over, I believe, in the Sunward area of the Quad Roads.
Yes.
Very, very good. Well, anyways, finder's fee, if that's applicable.
Sure.
I mean, you took such carrying time to bring it to me. I feel like that's the least I can do. And she kind of wanders you through the garden, and it's a mixed assortment of folks.
Mhm.
However, as the two of you walk through the garden, standing amongst a tight group of what look very noble-looking people, you see William, you see Conifer. He's
Hello.
wearing his getup. He's wearing his kind of like estate apparel that he wears when he goes to fine dinner parties. And he sees the two of you, and he kind of squints with his eyes as he watches the two of you walk with Lady Tawny, like kind of like beyond where, and and she leads you up a set of stairs into like a porch / sunroom area. You can see where tea and other things are laid out. Please, take a seat. Give me one moment. And she kind of disappears through a door. You could hear her heavy footsteps inside. Before long, you see William comes walking up the stairs. Well, I see you're back.
Mhm.
If you don't mind me asking, where did you go?
Went for a little trip.
A week? Without notification.
It was an unexpected one.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Well, glad you're back safely. Find anything interesting on your journey?
I mean, we always find interesting things.
Interesting. Well, glad you're back. He just kind of gives you that creepy, like, smile of someone who's just absolutely not buying your shit, and just smiles at Lady Tawny as she comes out. She goes, Mr. Conifer, are you going
Okay, I'm not buying his shit.
Yeah. He comes out, he goes, Lady Tawny comes out, Mr. Conifer, will you join? Oh, no, it's
Like,
quite all
yes,
right. I
we
just
found
came to
interesting- I'm
say,
not saying this in character, but yes, we found interesting things. The body you left in our front area. Ah! But anyways,
Is he also trying to sell a bridge?
oh, yeah, he's holding a drink, and he's got a small plate of food, and he looks at Lady Tawny. No, quite all right. Just came to say hello and welcome back to some folks that have been missing for a bit. And then he turns to leave. Ooh, missing.
no, we weren't
Adventure?
really missing. We just went on a trip.
Oh, I do miss the road. The feel of steel in one's hand. Although my ass does not miss the leaves or the cold ground, to be honest with you.
Sleeping in a bed is nice.
A bed, water closet, hot food, clean clothes.
Ice raptors.
The notion that no one's trying to kill you every second of the day that
Huge
you're out in the
explosions.
fields. But I do miss the camaraderie, the friendships. Oh, who shall I give this to?
I'll take it.
Sets a medium-sized bag of 250 platinum in your hand.
Money.
Zephora, in the inner, Zephora just cringed on her way over to the Coin
Just
Strikers
the
Guild.
shiver just-
I feel
You really should stay with us.
Money.
Why does she keep going off on her own? I mean, I'll give her money.
That's not how she plays.
I know.
That's not what she does.
I know.
She earns
I
it.
don't beg my money, I earn it.
Butter
You are
knife.
earning it, being part of our, group.
Why a spoon, Zephora? Because it hurts more.
That's
you
right.
idiot.
That's right.
It takes a little bit more pressure, but
I take
you
that.
know.
Slip
Yeah.
by.
So the two of you kind of slip into small talk with Lady Tawny. You're lingering up on top of the building. He's sound asleep in the garden space somewhere because everyone else is scattered.
Yeah,
At some point,
nobody
we look
told
out
them.
from behind the tree, and it's like an acolyte comes over. Are you lost, sir? Is everything okay? You've been behind this tree for a couple hours now.
I seem to have lost my my friends.
Oh, well, I mean, you're welcome to stay here if you need to. You do look quite homeless, and we do take care of those that are homeless. If that's required. We have a chapel and a hospice here that we can take care of you.
I have a home. It's just boarded up at the moment.
Which makes you homeless, doesn't it?
Not really.
Oh,
Just means it's not in usable condition at the moment.
which continues to make you homeless, don't you think?
You could go take a nap.
Just saying, a hot meal, a conversation, it's all inside if you require it.
No,
Very well. Well, please tuck your butt in. You can see it right behind the tree. Um,
could
Yes.
you show me the way to the nearest armory?
it's unfortunately they close at sundown, which it currently is. But I could send you back over to the quad roads. There are some smiths there that you could work with in the morning when they open up.
All right.
More importantly, there's a smith down there I think you'd perhaps enjoy. It's called the Silver Tongs.
Silver tongs.
A lovely gentleman that goes by the name of Graffiti runs that place. Very skilled with a hammer and very skilled with metal. I haven't used that name in a while. I love that name. Gafferty.
Just
What's his name?
Gafferty.
Just for clarity's sake, there is 7 days in a week in this world, right?
Generally, yes.
Generally.
They're just not called Monday through Sunday.
Yeah,
They have
just
their own
there's
name.
The reason I'm
Moons,
asking is
so
The
because
calendar
Wow.
does have some unique months and different numerations, but for now,
the last
Yeah.
time I wrote a date, it was the morning of the 6th, and that was the morning of before we went to Moonrise. So it's like
Right.
today should be the 13th. day
Correct.
In Vassal time.
Correct,
That's
yeah.
fine.
that'd be correct.
How do you spell it? Gafferty?
Gaffertiey. Gafferty.
You had to make it complicated. It could have just been ERTY. You had to throw the EI in there.
Jeopardy.
Thank
this
you.
guy?
Thank you.
Gaffer TE.
Names have meaning and purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So, Morrow, where are you heading off to? You heading back to Stone Grove at this point?
Yeah, I guess so, since I can't seem to find everybody else. Actually, I was going to follow other people, but they just kind of disappeared.
Well, I
before
mean,
I was-
the nightlife is still here. I mean, sun's only been down for about an hour, so the streets are, spring is sprung, weather's improved, and spring is the beginning of, the taverns opening up again, the different drinking places, different gathering halls. So there are things to do in Vasselheim at night if you want to go wander the streets.
Go look for trouble like me.
Yeah, I'm almost thinking about heading over to the Slayer's tank.
Okay. Head in that general direction. Okay. Sephora. Get to the far side of the Helix Ward. You find the familiar street that takes you towards the very well guarded and gated Coin Strikers Guild. It's very much busy. You can see that all the lanterns in all 3 stories are lit. There seems to be a gathering going on. People are arriving of various nobility, dressed differently, but clearly people that are either in the business of business or looking to get into the business of business.
It's a networking party.
Yeah, and there's a presence. In fact, one of the guards looks familiar to you. Same one that kind of wouldn't let you in before. I remember you. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great.
Do they pay good
Come back to try again, have you?
Do they pay good when there's a party?
Well, yeah. I mean, look at these people.
You get tips.
No, but some of them are important, so you gotta keep that in mind.
What's the chance of me getting in to see someone?
I don't know. How much coin do you have?
Oh, how much coin would it take me? Or do you need coin?
I mean, he's looking up at you because you're kind of tall compared to him. And he's like, well, he's looking around. I don't know. I mean, I appreciate it and all, but I'm not not my thing. I'm on guard duty right now. It's not like I can walk off.
Oh, I understand.
Just give me a persuasion check.
With your 0 charisma.
No, decent charisma.
Oh, she's pretty manipulative.
What
She's
is
got
it?
some skills.
What is
I actually took high charisma. on this
persuasion?
character.
You always take high charisma after having a low charisma character.
No, all like my last 4 characters. Charisma
19?
was my dump stat.
Yeah.
19?
19?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I suppose
Oh my
afterwards
God,
we could
my
go out for a drink.
There we
There's
go.
some nice places.
Characters tend
What
to
Do
time
you
get
have
off? What time
something-
do you get off?
Strength is my
Probably around
Strength is my second dump.
the late eve.
Dex base.
But I mean, I can't let
This
you
is
in
probably one
looking
of the
like that,
strongest
though.
characters I've ever
Gotta
had.
get dressed up.
Next to,
Well, I'll get dressed up.
next to my.
Well, you go get dressed up. Come back here. I'll let you in.
All right.
Just remember,
like-
I don't want 5% of what you pick from the pocket.
No, I'm not going to do that. I need to talk to someone.
Sure, yeah, sure.
So-
I've never have this conversation.
Well,
Absolutely.
where's there a good dress market near here?
Well, unfortunately, they're all closed for the evening. It's still not quite Winterfest, so the shops still close at sundown.
Well, where are the shops?
Well,
Where's a shop
there's
for
a couple of
dresses?
them just right across over there. You got to keep the Helix ward well dressed. There's a couple of shops right over there, but like I said, they're closed.
All right.
That's not gonna
Well, do the
stop her.
merchants usually, sleep above?
Oh, not these. These are much more upper. Are you gonna go break in and just steal a dress? Is that your plan?
It's planning on it. I don't
If
have
you see
time.
nice dwarven boots, can you grab me a pair?
All right.
Okay, good.
All right. Let me see your feet. Oh,
Shows them. They're like
All right.
incredible.
what's your favorite color?
Brown.
Brown.
Yeah.
Mark of a true gentleman. I'll be back.
He's literally like stunned. It's like, I only hear my friends talk about it. I never imagine it actually happens. You walk across the way and you come across a place called the Silver Tailor. It's closed up.
Mhm.
There's nothing built on top of it, but it's like kind of like got a tall peak roof. It's got a very nice facade window with shutters that are closed. You can see the main door.
Back.
It's got
back alley door.
it doesn't have traditional alleys.
Okay.
It's just got a nice little garden that encircles it because everything here is a lot nicer.
No dogs
Um,
or anything.
You don't hear any. Give me a perception check as you start to examine the place.
15.
15. I mean, if this is a high-end place, the only thing you might have to contend with is if it's magically protected.
Yeah. Well, I'll
But
see if it's-
knowing Vasselheim, it's going to be a device, not a specific spell.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and look for anything that might.
Okay. Give me
Hamper
investigation
me.
as you start looking around.
All right. 18.
Hellhawk goes, I leave for 5 minutes to get a meal, and you guys are already planning a heist.
Well, that'll teach you. Keep a hot pocket in your pocket. Now we're yapping.
So what'd you get?
I got an 18.
Speaking of,
18.
where's potato?
You find a window that looks good. It's off the main path. It doesn't have a direct line of sight from the busy street.
Right.
There are people still coming and going,
All right.
but in the Helix ward, it's more about people probably moving to different dinner parties.
Mhm.
You can see a very thin silver thread across the window.
Okay.
Give me sleight of hand as you try to
Should we go for this plan?
disarm it.
Optimal time to commit.
That's a yes.
16,
So it tells me no, it tells you yes.
27.
27. You kind of take your tool and grab it like that, and then you tack it and you cut it, and you watch as the tension goes, but each of the cut ends remain tense.
You should say hand.
Feel
What
it.
you're doing.
slide the pick into the top. The window opens. No sound, no muss, no fuss.
I'll go in.
Okay, crawl in. Give me a stealth check as you crawl in.
Still. Come on, still. Oh my God. I got a natural 1.
Oh,
So my foot goes in the fish tank. But well, I mean, I got pluses, but natural 1's a natural 1. So.
I'm just imagining those
Right, so
robbers from
Where's
the
Into
Home
a
Alone.
dress
He's,
shop.
he's currently breaking into the Silver Tailor.
Like I step in and I hit a mannequin and it hits another mannequin, which hits another mannequin, and they all fall over. I'm so slick. I'm so slick about everything else. Then I stumble in.
As you try to pull yourself in with a sense of kind of like, just you're like, okay, this is perfect, right? You're whispering to yourself. You come in, and this window actually kind of drops slightly down into an area where people walk down into looking at product. So because you didn't really like check the height,
Right.
you just come in thinking it's going to be even height to where you came in at.
Mm-hmm.
And you just, by the time you feel yourself breathing again, as you're lying, like looking up at the 8-foot wall where the window is, you can feel your breath kind of, knocked out as you take 3 points of falling damage from falling flat on the ground. You begin to hear soft padded footsteps, like animals.
Okay. Okay. Hang on a second. I will do. What can I do?
Sounds close. And then out of the corner of your right eye, you see a little tiny little brown cat just sit there
Invisibility.
staring at you.
Okay.
And it starts walking towards you. Starts padding over by you.
Hello.
It looks at you.
Yeah, I know I'm not supposed to be here, but I need a dress, and I'm gonna leave money. Gonna rip my throat out now.
The guy just stares at you strangely, and then just kind of like sniffs at the air, and then turns and just kind of pads back in the direction it came from.
Okay.
So far, there's no residents above here, so it's just a Mauser that you came across.
I'm gonna sugar daddy. Okay, I get up.
As you get up, you look around, and the clothes here are over the top. They clearly look like either they've been tailor-made for the most part. There's a lot of standing booths, like where people would stand and get measured. You see huge bolts of like very expensive fabrics neatly stacked, and there's just rows and rows of like men's attire and females attire, just kind of in between attire. Some looks gaudy and ostentatious.
I strip down, get rid of my rags. So I'm naked now,
Okay.
just in case somebody shows up. But anyway, because I was dressed like a homeless person.
Yes.
Piss stained.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That makes sense.
I find the dress with the least amount of fabric. Okay, and the most amount of va-va-voom.
Okay.
Okay.
Give me investigations. You start rifling through all the dresses.
Guidance.
Some of you hear, like from a dinner party or like a garden party, you hear this guidance.
I got a shitty 6, but I'll
So
just,
you're looking for a negligee.
well, kind of one with
The challenge you're having is that like a lot of this attire isn't really designed for sexy purposes.
Okay, I'll just find something that fits me then.
Yeah, I mean, you come across an outfit that you feel like will work.
Okay.
It's nice. It's good color, matches kind of like, it gives you that vibe of someone that's supposed to be there. Not quite as sexy as you'd like it to be,
Yeah.
but it's appropriate. And you see a little tag hanging off of it with, it says 100% silken garment. It says 180 gold on it.
180. Okay.
Is this
I'll
where you
leave
tell
tw-
me you go
I'll leave
steal the 180 and leave
20
it out? as if-
platinum. I'll leave 20. I'll leave 20 platinum
Okay.
with a note.
Okay.
Sorry.
Hi, my name's Jade. I needed
Yeah.
this dress for tonight.
No,
Hi, my name's Morrow. I'm
Accidentally-
experimenting tonight.
No.
accidentally overcharged over.
My name's
Overpays.
Belladonna. You'll find me at
Yeah,
this
that sounded
address. And I'm sorry, I
You-
needed
you
a
leave
dress immediately.
You say your name's Bella. Okay. By the way, the
Um,
dress is for a 6-foot person.
That's fine.
Spiders on it.
It's fine. It'll require some alterations.
So you sneak
No,
back
it's good.
out.
I'm
or
just
you-
messing around. I leave the money and,
Okay.
and a sorry thank you note.
Okay,
Person goes.
And I left a little
"Wow,
bit
they
extra
way
because they
overpaid."
could fix their little wire.
that's
right?
fair. So we'll say,
And boots.
we'll say you find,
Brown.
yeah, you find a pair of nice brown boots that look like they might be the right size.
What about some red boots?
There's red, blue, green, purple, yellow.
make
There's a
you question
variety
What
of
did, what
colored
did he look
boots.
like? What did he look like he would like? I mean, I know he wants brown, but come on,
He felt like he was a bit on the party end. So,
red.
okay. So
I'm gonna
you
bring
pick up a
red.
thing of red
Yeah.
boots for him.
Right.
Okay. And we'll say at some point you get dressed, you arrive, and he goes, "Oh, well, yeah, I found an outfit that looks amazing.
Yes.
Those are
and
my boots.
Here you go. I think you'd look good in red.
But that red, what if I have to hide?
What are you gonna have to hide for? You stand guard.
But what if I chase someone and I'm supposed to hide with someone else? Like, yeah, it's ridiculous.
Well, you'll
Well,
hide
I'm
and-
gonna
You'll hide and look fabulous.
well, quickly go
Who's
in
gonna
before
fuck with a guy with red boots? Think about it.
you'd be amazed at the torture they're going to give me in the barracks. Anyways, feel free. Just he kind of like
What?
shuttles you.
What's your name again?
Brendan
Brendan. Fraser.
Brendan Grindelwood.
All right. I need to put your-
And do me a favor and don't remember that name.
No.
If you're caught,
Brendan what?
Brendan Grindelwood.
Grinderwood.
Grindelwald?
Grindelwood.
Grindelwood. Grinder.
She's mostly deaf. She can't hear shit.
He's a
Oh no,
guard.
I'm just fucking with you completely.
At Coin Strikers.
Zipporah is putting his name down in her to be killed later list.
Oh, that should be the rest.
I'm
one.
going
Maybe I'll
to
knock with
praying
them red
mantis
boots, who
this
knows?
one for sure.
And then I'll take the boots.
So you're now heading into the coin strikers party
Yeah.
that's currently going on. So with that,
Wondering why she was getting a dress.
Willa,
Yeah.
you've been lingering in the area where this tree is.
Mm-hmm.
Your little sproutlings have wandered off, and it's been an hour since they've been gone.
Every now and then I see one getting picked up by a bird.
Yeah.
Where's the bird?
You can see you see one of them like it's got like a long stem, it's trying to poke at the bird. It's being carried.
The epic battle in the air that you hear.
Well, one of the little Spriggans comes up to you, kind of establishes that telepathic bond with you, and begins to tell you about a person that they saw in an alleyway who matched the colors of the ravens, what they were wearing. And they were talking to somebody that looked very strange. They were, the way the Spriggan describes it, they kind of looked like they were dead, but they weren't.
Talking to a living dead person.
Maybe. I mean, Spriggans aren't very bright, so they're doing their best to,
Well, I
it's
mean,
doing its best to kind of describe it to you.
as creatures of nature and living, we would naturally be able to sense death walking around. I think.
But these things are like.
Even then, it's like your cat's gonna hiss at a bad person kind of thing.
Now it tells you his.
Scarlet, you
if-
hear a grinding sound that pops you out of your kind of like just casual staring up and down the alleys. You hear like a and you could feel the wall kind of rumble underneath your kind of like you're sitting up on the wall. You feel it kind of rumble. You watch as a secret passage opens up below you. About a half a dozen people start coming out. Led by a female with heavy cloak on. You can't really see her face, but she's wearing all leathers. So she's dressed for work, from what you can tell. If busy work or thieving is her job, you kind of get the vibe that that's probably what she's dressed up for. The folks that follow her a contingent of 5 Goliaths, heavily tattooed. Give me a history check as you watch them walk away from the secret opening that they just came out of.
By the way, I'm going to go wherever they told me it was.
Okay. So you start heading over to the alleyway, and they would have told you to go to. Why did I leave that? Oh, that's why. They told you to head over to the Braving Grounds. That the alleyway near the statue of Cord is where they saw the 2 individuals talking. 19. You recognize them as the Shale Horde, the Shale Herd. These individuals mostly reside in mountainscapes of the north. They tend to be nomadic up near Rimforge Ruins, a place you're becoming familiar with through both study and Rimfang Ruins. They often tread through Hadrian's Wall, kind of hunt and gather outside of the deep kind of northern tundra, and eventually during spring they roll in and they kind of either drink, screw, fight, over at the Braving Grounds. This is kind of their downtime before they eventually make their way back out into the tundra again. But you recognize the tattoos. Tough fighters, very tough fighters. About as smart as a dirt clod, but tough fighters.
So they look like Grog.
A little bit, not quite as cute or pretty as Grog, but they've got that vibe. However you count, there's someone missing. So someone's still inside, and you can hear the as the door shuts behind them, and they seem to be muttering about heading over to the Slayer's Take for drinks.
Okay, so I'm going to stealthily follow behind them.
Okay, give me a fresh stealth check as you start to folloll them.
Yeah,
Advantage,
still,
right?
thank God. Oh, that's right. Thank God I do, because that was bad.
The
Much
boots, the boots.
Much better.
What'd you get?
24.
24. So you begin to follow them. Bella,
I think you need to up your stealth on your next.
Yeah, you're supposed to be
Milestone.
sneaky roguelike now.
Yeah. And you've been
Well,
sneaking
you can
successfully.
always roll
Next
crappy.
milestone.
so Bella and Jade, you've been having tea and snacks with Lady Tawny. Been kind of small talking for a bit. Well, I want to thank you for what you've done. You're free to stay for the remainder of the party if you choose to. I'm always happy to host to adventures that are still fortunate enough to have knees and backs that work. I do miss those days, but I miss the days they worked.
Yeah.
Now I enjoy just being able to get out of bed. Is there anything else I can do for you?
If you ever need us again, you now know where to find us.
Yes, you are over at the Stone Grove residence.
Yes.
My household has needs from time to time in what we dabble in. Are you able to be subtle in your skills?
It's debatable.
Pigeon starts talking.
No, that's
Thou
not the
art
spritlings
mortal.
that I threw
Thou
out.
art mortal.
No, it's one of the spritlings I threw out there.
Yeah, you
No,
suddenly a
it's-
Spriggan
it's-
drops on your shoulder, and it's like shredded from being carried by a bird, and you just hear, and it kind of like runs down your back onto the ground.
I think this is Willa's.
We do say you do have somebody in your party that deals in stealth.
Most of us can be subtle.
It's good.
Just holding like, where did it come from?
I represent a group of people that specialize in the import and export of rare items. I shall assemble a list and have it sent over to your household. If you find these items, come see me. I would like to have first offerings at buying them.
Okay.
Good. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening. I must get back to my guests.
May I bother you with one question?
Absolutely.
So I'm not very familiar with this area.
I don't know, is what is his name? William? Is William the only white lion in this area? He seems like a very particular type of
He's
easy
not a
person to
lion. He's a
find.
Goliath.
No,
That's
he's
just
a
his name.
he's a lion. I thought it was lion.
He-
No,
he's
his
called-
title is the White Lion.
The White
and
Lion?
he
He's a
wears
Goliath.
Oh, I
he's a
thought he was an
Goliath.
actual lion. I wrote that down.
Yeah, he's a Goliath.
He wears
Um,
a lion
Mate.
mane.
Mr. Conifer is a very unique individual. He dabbles in very unique things. Not quite my taste or flavor of things. He is what we call a relic hunter. But he doesn't exactly do it for the reasons that people might think he doesn't.
No, thank you.
He is the kind that will sell to the highest bidder regardless of their character or lack of character, depending on your point of view. He tends to do business more than I would like with the Ravens. Another organization I'd be more than happy to see leave our fair city. I'm not a fan of Arcane. I don't necessarily want it all to be shut down. But to be honest, the Ravens are an ilk of people from Taldori that I think need to be dealt with.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
And to that point, if you ever find juicy information regarding either, finder's fees can be attributed to that as well. I have my own network of people that I use to kind of deal with things.
Character. What do I have? Juicy information. I have juicy information on the Ravens.
Is there
What juicy information do I have on the Ravens?
No.
They kidnapped our friend.
They kidnapped
There
our
you
friend.
go.
You
Did
can
terrible
send a
things to him?
raven to drop off a message. You can send a courier over to
But I don't
bring any
actually
message that you
remember.
might have, or simply invite me over for breakfast and tea.
We look forward to hopefully having breakfast with you then.
Ah, yes. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm going to see to my guests.
Oh,
And
thank
she-
you.
Take that.
She gets up and kind of smooths out her dress, and you go, "Oh, Marshall, please, I need a word with you." And she just kind of disappears into the dinner party.
Okay, so Bella,
Tiny stick person.
Bella, in your head, because I don't want to have this conversation out loud. What were the potential side effects that were listed in those papers for the failed polyjuice potions?
Let me take out the papers to find out and just put the stick over my shoulder.
There wasn't really a stick.
I don't know. I think it was kind of cool. I think
Yeah,
it was.
Little
fun.
bit-
All right.
It gives you a tongue lick, but it doesn't have a tongue. It's just wood.
There's like two nobles talking at the party. Well, harumph, harumph, and they like fall in their drinks.
It's like
More of
something
them
the
fall
team's
doing the backstroke.
Yeah.
One of them soaks up some of the
Goes up, one
Like
leg goes
alcohol.
down.
Okay,
Drunk sticks.
so what were some of the side effects or
Because
the
I did
failed
grab
polyjuice potions? What did they?
You mean the
They-
polymorph?
Sorry,
failed
polymorph.
polymorph.
Poly
I
juice.
don't know why I was saying polyjuice.
Polyjuice. That's a good one.
Little
I like it.
hagwarts in the head. huh?
Sorry.
I did grab the notes for it, and I did grab 3 of them.
Give me investigation. You start reading the notes that you took.
Wait, let them be good.
It is a potion. It works.
It works.
No, she found notes
Oh, is it?
specifically that stated these were failed experiments.
Oh.
30-20.
Dirty 20.
Ooh, nice.
There's 3 recorded side effects. One is permanent disfigurement, where the test subject that took the polymorph effect described what they were trying to turn into, and it was a very kind of mutated creature that didn't live very long.
I wonder
Okay,
who they
that
were
might be
trying to-
bad.
I wonder who they were experimenting on.
So that's
The
really
second
volunteer.
failed effect is described as a reversal of age, something that and there's little annotations of rarity against that one, something they've never seen before.
The babies.
The test subject went from the age of 35 to 3, and they were unable to restore and kind of undo the damage. The third one was
Does it note whether they continued aging after that, or were they stuck at 3?
it's like they never re-aged or got any younger. They were stuck at that
Stuck
kind of that age group.
Okay.
And they kind of describe certain parts of the dreadnought they used that they feel maybe but was complicit in the failure. And the third one was they couldn't come out of polymorph. So it behaved like true polymorph, but the polymorph was random. They would think of themselves as a bear, and they randomly turned into a cat and were never able to come out of the effect of being a cat. So they were having significant degrees of failure that seemed to be around the idea of control
So it was almost closer to true polymorph than actual
Okay.
polymorph.
without the control.
Yeah.
Now,
Just
now,
no sense of control.
now put those away.
She eats them.
As we're like at this party. Now put them away.
I'll read those later when I
I
go
drank
potty.
all 3. You're now a 3-year-old Minotaur
Be like the Ant-Man in
A
Avengers.
3-year-old Minotaur that's inside out.
that's inside out.
And,
You can't tell if it was young me or old me that peed, or just me.
Bella? I don't think it's good.
I was just saying.
I mean, you know, the hypothesis is this: we should prove their notes. Nice cackle.
I wonder what it would turn into, an actual lion.
I feel like your god should be the traveler, man. You
You
just-
just feed it to Grumbles.
Very trickster.
No, it's not feeded to Grumbles. Out of character. She would feed it to Lion Conifer.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not quite
knew it.
assassination, but pretty damn close. Or like you turn him into a baby and then just go.
You know, it's
I figured
Thanos.
you did, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Doesn't
you
work
just turn him
that
into
way.
a baby and then put him in an orphanage and walk away. There you go. He's assassinated.
Especially because you take the potion and then you have to think of turning into something. So you just take the potion and then not think of turning into anything.
We just
and
said cat out loud.
No,
and they think
yeah, I know, right? It's like, you look like a pig. Did you
Or
never
just,
notice that?
say
Then he's like,
you
oh shit.
polymorph potion,
Turns into a dragon.
true polymorph into his drink. And then, he takes the drink, you go, meow, and then he thinks of a cat and then turns into a cat.
Exactly. He
Yeah, there you
corrected my
go.
words.
Power of suggestion.
Drinks the potion, turns into a giant
meow at him.
stress destroyer.
Meow at him. He thinks of a cat and turns into a whale because
Well,
they're failed.
we'll
Yeah.
be crushed to death, but at least,
At least we did a good thing.
Right.
You saw the
Meow at
blubber.
him. He thinks of a cat and turns
Also
into an
the,
undead Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Spermaceti.
Anyways.
You're giving him ideas now.
Oh, the stones.
The throw.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it called?
Hey, I thought about your ear.
Lower stomach.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Then with the finger, it tastes like wax. Oh, now I'm vomitous.
I remember them talking about it.
so-
It's like a jelly bean of some sort.
Yeah, no, there's people that find them. They're about that
It tastes like
$1,000.
alas, earwax.
Well, it's better than the other side where you can
Now I gotta
actually
look it
see
up
its
because you got me
brain.
bugging.
That's my
Thought it was a butterscotch. All right,
Earwax.
alas, earwax.
So what are you two doing?
So we're going to watch the party for 15 minutes.
After I just saw sticks fall from the sky, I think we should go check on Willa.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
She's committed to the apocalypse.
She's up to no good.
You pull out your map. Holy shit.
I solemnly swear. All right.
Well, to be fair, I'm the one that made the maps, so I mean, and I'm not exactly a liar, so I might write my entire plan right there on the map. So,
Yeah. It's true. It's possible.
Yeah.
Just fingering that bullshit.
So
I call bullshit.
I'm just gonna grab a little hickey.
hold on.
$7.
Wait. Yeah. First, Willa. Like, I don't know if I speak gibberish. Can you point?
Points like back in the way of the quad roads.
Okay, let's go find Willa.
Don't
Take
don't
us
let
to
it. Don't let it go. I'm afraid another bird might go after it.
How many fell in the party?
I would say just a couple at some point.
Yoink them on
I'm
the
gonna
way out. Just like
go-
grab them.
Yeah.
Let them.
Okay.
Say,
Um,
sorry. it's not
Yeah,
about that.
yeah. And by the time you guys like leave the party, there's like 3 of them on your shoulder, and they're all pointing the same direction. They're like a compass. They're like plant compasses. Like you try to deviate, they're
We
They,
can't
like,
go through a
point.
building. We have to.
And you
Left
guys have
now.
problems with my spiders.
I think their new name is Tom Tom.
Tom Tom. So for you, Zephora, as
Yes.
you make your way
Tom Tom
into
for
this
GPS.
extravagant party, and
Before,
it's
garment.
it is dimes and nines, like everywhere you look.
Mhm.
These are heavy hitters. You don't even need to like make
Yeah.
an investigation check to know this. These are folks that are wearing kind of very, very expensive, fineries. They're grouped in little groups of 3, 4s, and 5s, having private conversation or slightly loud conversations. There's a very large contingent of the Coin Striker dwarfs that are keeping an eye on the hall. And you're like in the main guild hall, which is quite large, but everything's been pushed out of the way. So it's just this open space. The tables are all buffet style where people just go over, grab something to eat or a drink and kind of mingle. And you get the feeling that they're sponsoring a kind of meet and greet with some of the newer guild houses that
Mhm.
might be joining for the spring markets. So there's a lot going on here. What do you want to do?
I'm just gonna move around and see what I hear. See if the golden ravens are maybe here. There's a
Give
contingent
me
of
a
them.
perception check as you look around.
Perception. New game from Milton Bradley. Okay.
I just got a terrible thought in my brain.
Zephora, I gave you some money, didn't I?
Do you think maybe like some of the sticks could go get
Look, you just gave her.
you?
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention.
Maybe some of the, you could find like some of the sticks.
Would you want to do?
Just imagine-
Investigation.
Perception.
Oh, perception.
I just imagine someone about to take a bite of an apple and me touching it, it comes to life, and I
Okay.
just keep going.
So a dirty 20.
Yeah. So there's two things you notice.
Mhm.
Number one, you notice the lack of the ravens being here, which seems strange.
Okay.
The second thing you notice
Fine.
is you see a very familiar tabaxi that used to work for the Stone Grove.
It's named Fire.
I walk over to her.
Oh, walk for this. Work for this
Let me get her name out of here real quick.
It can't actually bend its arm.
Where are
Rude.
you? There we go.
Spriggans.
Long Fang.
You like the two of you make eye contact,
Mhm.
and Long Pig just kind of gets this casual smile, like she's shocked to see you here, and kind of like she's clearing empty cups and glasses and stuff, and she brings a tray full of empties. What are you doing here?
Only took you a week to leave us. Hmm?
Well,
I sip.
they made us leave.
Who?
The Cernray people. They said that until you return. Where have you been?
We were somewhere. Don't want to get into it. But you got your job, so hurry up and get back over there.
She puts it down. Absolutely. She
Hey,
just tears.
Wait a minute.
What?
What have
I'd
you-
rather work there than
What have you
this
learned
shit.
since the week I've been?
Nothing.
gone?
I thought you were dead.
Shh.
I thought you were
Contain
dead.
yourself. What have you heard here? Anything?
Oh,
this
they're
is
very
her.
rich.
Mhm.
This is her.
I would say
Mm-hmm.
they are. The pouches are quite heavy with coin.
Mhm.
They seem to be very much into the idea of the manufacture of furniture or furnishings,
Mhm.
as well as the betting on the pit fights. That seems to be the main thing. Most of them are quite drunk,
Mhm.
for the most part.
All right. All right. Well, you're needed. So.
Yes, I'm
Oh,
glad.
and if you can collect everyone else, that would be great.
I shall make attempts. I think I know where our gods went off to. I'll go track them down. I'll do what I can. I think I can find
And get some
Most.
spider poison. I'm tired of these things in the house.
every single one. I shall kill just
Thank-
for you.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. I don't know how to get spider poison. I don't have anything to do with those spiders. They wake up on my chin. I don't. She's like muttering to herself.
That's
as
right.
she gradually makes her way out of the main hall.
All right. Well, I'm going to look for. I'm looking for a sugar daddy. I ain't gonna lie. So I'm looking to basically. Part of my thing is I want to get into like the upper echelons.
Right.
So I'm looking for maybe, maybe a guy who's maybe a 5 or 6,
Give me investigation as you
Okay.
start just kind of wandering the
who's
crowd and see
filthy
if there's
rich,
anything to
and
take
kind of,
advantage- yeah.
maybe a little on the nerdy side.
Okay.
Someone
Okay,
who
what am I
doesn't
looking
notice
doing?
the awkwardness.
Perception?
Investigation.
Investigation?
Because you're taking a little bit more time to do this.
I'm sucking investigation. I got an 8.
8. Okay. Every
Did you find a dwarf?
everybody here is either paired up or organized for the purposes of being in conversation about talking about business.
All right.
And you run into different groups, and there's this kind of older gentleman.
Mhm.
He's got the big kind of Burnside beard and mustache out to his ears. He's probably in his 50s,
Oh, okay.
definitely on the portly side,
All right.
but he's very bombastic. He's like, and I can remember that time when I rode that dragon right into the ground. I just drove its head in there, and that motherfucker's hanging on my wall now. Oh,
So he's talking to somebody else?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to, is he moving around at all?
no, right now he's just like
Okay.
talking to a couple.
No, I mean, not walking, but just like moving bombastic.
Oh yeah, he's always just like.
I'm going to try to time it where he hits my glass and gets it on.
All
Gets it
right,
on.
give me.
So I don't want to make it like, I want to
Give
meet
me-
cute. Is
Give
what
me
I
a
want.
give me a performance check as you
Okay.
try to pull this off.
Performance. Come on, baby. 16. Dirty 20.
Yeah. So as you walk by, he's like being very flourished,
Mhm.
and you step into his arm on purpose, so you just feel this smack of your glass and kind of like your chin and arm. You go,
Oh,
excuse me, I'm
oh,
terribly
my
sorry.
dress.
Oh, what a shame! It's
You should
yeah.
wipe it off. You should wipe that
And now
off for me.
she's,
It's a gentleman.
oh, my dress.
I know. Oh, it's so cold. What's happening down there?
Bringing it down a
Yes.
little bit as she,
That's
you
right.
know.
Oh, it just
I get a
sounds
persuasion
so
with
much
advantage.
more
I mean,
Okay.
the girls are out.
All right.
I mean, the girls are prominent. They're not necessarily out.
No, and they're not very big.
as she's
Somewhere a
blushing.
very blushy tree is going, oh, yeah, Sephora's in the party.
No. I'm just thinking to myself that if I was there, I'd probably be trying to copy her behavior.
So either-
That's what normal
so my-
people do.
My first roll's
Oh
a
my
16.
Okay.
It's like, oh, that's what
Yeah,
people
so-
are supposed to act.
Yeah, so 16.
16?
Mhm.
Well, it would be very ungentlemanly of me wiping off you.
Oh.
He guy picks up a napkin and he starts dabbing. I'm sorry, how much did this cost you?
Oh, a lot.
Did you? It looks familiar. Did you get it over at the Silver Tailor?
Yes, I did.
Kind of reaches into his pocket and he like hands you 200 gold, so like 20 platinum. He says, "Hey, please, my apologies. What is your name? You have quite an exotic look about you."
My name's Sephora.
Oh, it's a pleasure to
Mm,
meet you,
shade.
Sephora. Are you here on business or are you partnered up with anybody here this evening?
Well, I belong to a group that acquires things, and
Oh, really? Like things of illicit nature or exotic nature? Or better yet, things that you can throw into the fighting pits for competition? One of my favorites are the owl bears of the north.
everything's on the table.
Very, very exotic.
Everything's on the table. But we acquire things.
Everything.
On the table.
What do you mean by everything?
Well, we do have certain fighting areas that are very exclusive and must be by invitation only.
Mm.
You look like a person I can talk to about this. And he throws his arm around your shoulders. Now let me tell you about this story when I went up north chasing owl bears for an entire season. And he just kind of takes you off like into the core of the dinner party.
Fine.
And we'll say your plan's working. Your
Okay,
plan's working
cool.
at this point.
All right.
The walk into the area of the Slayer's Take. Not you. You're sound asleep in front of the Slayer's Take. No, he said he was heading towards that direction.
Yeah.
Originally.
Shouldn't he be in the Slayer's Take?
You would probably be inside drinking by now. Your association with Scarlet would definitely gain you access. At some point, at some point, you see a door open, and you watch as a hood goes down, and this very heavily facially tattooed tiefling comes in with 5 very kind of like serious looking Goliaths. I mean, they are heavily tattooed, heavily scarred. They're wearing their entire journey on their skin. Outside, you just watch them go in at this point, and they've gone inside the Slayer's Take. The entire journey following them, no deviation, no going to a different location. They just stayed on that path to get to the Slayer's Take.
Almost a little too purposeful.
I wonder if it's my friend.
Yes, it's too purposeful. They said they were going there and they went there. How dare they?
You could hear a familiar
You're good to be paranoid about
orc drinking and kind of
that.
talking to crowds inside.
Okay.
Bad one?
That
I tried to tell her that they shouldn't be eaten.
Oh, I don't have a sense of taste.
I'm just gaudy as hell.
I keep
I knew you
thinking,
had-
I
knew you
keep
had no
thinking I
taste.
could never be stunned by things that she says, and then she just floors me with something very
that
unique.
one was actually pretty rank.
I know.
It
dude.
was like,
Sorry,
wow.
Well, that's because they're brown.
they're not brown. Okay, some of them are.
Yeah, that was
If it's brown, flush it down.
Looks good right there.
Maybe the one I got was good because it tasted sweet enough.
The one that you got looked fine.
Callista lives in a world of 50-50 possibilities.
They look like shrunken.
You don't know your possibility
shrunken.
until you try.
See, my goal, my rule of thumb when it comes to the cuties is if I can peel it with one hand, it's good.
Fair. So, what are you doing, Scarlett?
Because you're still.
Is there anyone familiar from anyone in my group?
Are you heading
Yeah,
inside? Because
I'm
you're
gonna go-
so you're going to go inside.
I'm gonna go
You see
inside.
Morrow is at the bar, and he's just kind of talking to the barkeep, drinking a beer. You look over, and you
She
see
left
Scarlett
me.
come in. Give me perception as you start to look around.
I got my hood up
Yep.
and I'm going in stealth.
Well, I mean, you're going in. I would say you're being deceptive, not stealthy. So you can give me a deception check to see how well you do that.
Found it.
That one I didn't know I got all wonky.
Good night, Elhawk99. Thanks for hanging out. I know it's late,
5.
Bye.
Bye.
especially for
hanging
you.
out.
It's midnight. Thank you.
Don't think of spiders.
I got a 5.
A 5.
You can sleep when you're dead.
I mean, there's at least a half a dozen people that look, towards you as you come in. That they're like, oh yes, bye, okay, and they just kind of follow your eye line as you head over to where Morrow is, and you got to look around at the same time. None of your people are here. These are more of the traditional northern hunters and folks that are just down for waiting for spring to get here so they can wrap up the Winterfest and get back up to the northern plains and get back to work.
Nobody slinks away as I come in.
No, none of these people are your people. These are just kind of the regulars that come and go within the Slayer's Take. The original patron has long since kind of departed for other grounds. So the Slayer's Take is more of a historical bar. It's a place where people come to tell stories about what used to go on in Vasselheim. It's a meeting point for those that are a little bit less savory than others, but it has a different vibe. It's not the same place as it used to be 10, 20, 30 years ago. Bartender comes over to where, or the barkeep comes over where Miles Street. Can I get you something?
Give me a deep whiskey.
I can do that. Did you want me to let you know that? Would you like me to let your friend know you're back?
Yes.
Okay, I shall. They've been popping in here the last couple of days, wondering if you'd return. So I'll let them know that you're back in town.
Okay. Which particular friend?
Our scaly friend.
Alrighty. Yes, please inform them.
Okay, I shall. Well, here you go. He puts down a little bit of the kind of Rasputin Urlus whiskey in front of you. It's got that almost like brownish, brackish. You can kind of see the flavor profiles coming up and off of it, and it's deep. It's like chocolate and beer when you kind of sip at it.
tip.
Yeah, bam. Yeah, that's what you do with 10 gold worth of whiskey. Yeah. Shall I just leave you the bottle?
No, that was
Okay.
good.
Another one. One more?
I'm good.
Just one more.
I'm good.
So, you sure?
I'm
All
sorry.
right. Puts the cork in it. Puts it under the counter. Kind of leaves you tomorrow alone. You're not sure when it happened, but at some point you can see the 5 Goliaths are all kind of lingering near the back of the take, enjoying their beers. You no longer see the tiefling anywhere. You remember her coming in with them, but you're looking around. You don't see her anymore.
Okay.
So,
Uh,
Willa,
Mm-hmm.
you make it over to the Braving Grounds.
Mm-hmm.
When you arrive, give me a perception check as you kind of come into the area that one of the Spriggans kind of described for you. This is going to be great. I can't believe she's over here by herself. I'm so mixed emotions on this.
I think it's too. They're too small for the dice.
That's a 7.
7?
Mhm.
Okay. As you're kind of lingering in the alleyway, trying to figure out, trying to figure out which direction they were talking about, kind of trying to figure out where things are, you see 2 really burly guys come out of the alley, and they look heavily bruised. Their eyes are blackened, but they're laughing, and kind of, you can see fighter wraps kind of dangling from their wrists. And as they step out of the alleyway, they just kind of laugh, smack each other on the back, and kind of disappear down another road. And now you can hear punching and kicking and light-hearted cheers that sound a little bit distant. The aroma of blood on the ground and smell of copper in the air, and a half dozen of Spriggans looking up at you, shaking their heads like, oh, shit. And you just kind of arc your form up to look down this alleyway. There's maybe 2-3 dozen individuals in a circle motion. And in the middle, you can see 2 people going at it.
What kind of body type do they look like they have?
One looks to be an elf, and the other one looks to be a dragonborn.
Would you say lean or heavy build?
Very lean and quick. This feels like lightweight fighting.
Cool. I'm gonna make myself look like that.
She's gonna spar.
Would look like just like a lean kind of fighter type.
I'm mostly kind of a lean fighter type anyways, but I'm going to try and emphasize that.
Yeah, so as you kind of just try to insert yourself into the crowd's like, oh yeah, right there. Zolan, get him, yeah. And they're all kind of like, you can hear coins being thrown into cups, and there's like this little gnome kind of traveling through the crowd collecting bets. And this elf and this human are just going at it. But he takes a blow to the face, the other one knee up into the chest, and they're just going back and forth and back and forth.
Elf and a human or elf and a dragonborn?
Elf and a dragonborn.
Okay. They're sparring.
And they're going back and forth and fighting. But they don't look like they particularly hate each other. They just seem to be fighting for money as far as
They
you
look
can
like
tell.
they're sparring. It's like, I want to spar. I'm looking around. I want to
Called
spar.
You say that out loud?
Yeah.
Little gnome comes up to you. I heard you say you were interested in a spa.
I like to learn to do better, and nobody wants to fight me.
Interesting. You're quite a big person, right?
As much as you're a person,
No, I don't look like a tree that's looking like a person, so I don't know if that's true.
there's lots of different types of people. Are you judging me based on the way I look?
Oh, no, just trying to figure out who I can match you up with. You know what? I'm gonna let me get old Bristletooth. He'll be a good match for you.
All right.
Yeah. And then kind of disappears. The fight ends, and there's lots of cheering and exchanging of coin. And you see the little gnome kind of get out in the middle of the pit. Ladies and gentlemen, if I can have your attention, we've got a unique bout I was able to assemble kind of quickly. What's your name?
Willa.
Willa the Magnificent versus Bristletooth. And you watch this like very heavy, stocky dwarf come kind of waddling in, and he just reeks of like tavern ale and piss, and he's got like a swollen jaw. His left eye's a little swollen. He's got this big meaty grin.
Oi, this is going to be fun. Holy shit, you fucking doll. Yeah. And then the wages and the wagers happen. And all right, opposite ends, please.
Is it only fists?
It is completely just the hands. That's all you use.
And it's like, and my other hands grow out.
Just two. Just two. Two hands.
Please tell us at some point we are like, did they tell us yet? Where are we? Are we there?
You're making your way. You're making your way. So the dwarf standing there, his huge meaty knuckles out, and he starts rushing towards you, but he's slow. His fist is up like it's coming right at you. What do you want to do?
I want to go like this to his hand, so
Okay.
it moves past me, and go like that.
Okay, give me a dex check as you do that.
Not dexterous, but that's a natural 20.
It's technically an encounter.
So
that's a heroic action.
Heroic action,
yeah,
or you can.
I have 2 already in my bank. I might as well
Knock 'em
use
out.
it.
Yeah,
Knock
so
'em
describe for me what you do to this guy. As he's coming in his big meaty fist. He's just got this big grin. He's like, this is gonna be easy.
Like I know. I move his hand like this.
Okay.
Like, this, like you know, like you would in martial arts,
Yeah.
right? And I go in for a punch, and I just let him run into it.
Oh, you feel your feet root into the ground. Like even though it's cobblestone, your roots dig into the exposed dirt of the cobblestones, and you're like steel. You're just like iron in the ground. You bring your hand up like you're gonna throw a punch, so he's starting to try to duck it, and you lowered it at the last minute, ducking his blow. And he runs full force into your fist, and you feel teeth and nose shatter underneath the blow. His eye nearly explodes, like it just comes out off to the right. You watch his teeth just go flying out of his mouth, and he just stone cold stops in your fist, and his skull kind of wraps around your hand, and he's like, he just falls off your hand and onto the ground.
Wow.
The crowd just roars. They just roar. It's just like
kill him?
coin is
I'm
everywhere.
gonna grow a good berry and put it in his mouth.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Not step on my head, please. I'm still alive. I can feel that. And you look down and you're like on his fingers, and you kind of shift away. You watch as it's like 2 kind of like burly individuals come over, pick him up, and go, that was the fastest fight. And he's just kind of like dragged off, to kind of sleep it off on a box.
She's all like,
And then 2 more fighters step in the ring. For the 2 of you, as the Spriggans are pointing, there's this just crescendo of cheers coming out of an alley. Just roar, just like this roar of affirmation and people screaming for blood and coins being exchanged. As you guys stand at the alley, you see a very disappointed Willa kind of turn out of the crowd. The 3 of you are back together again.
do I see them yet?
Oh yeah, you see him.
Hello, why is there blood on your hands?
Hand.
Hand.
It gets absorbed in my hand.
There's like a
I'm not
tooth
talking
hanging
about
there.
this
Yeah,
shit.
there's like a tooth in her finger wood, you know, it's like
I'm just gonna pick it up. Make, there's
It
a
gets
gold
absorbed into
divine.
my
yeah, it slowly dissolves in her form.
The calcium is good for my structure.
I hope I never see that again. Like the turtle all over again.
You over. I don't know if I want to ask.
You see a little gnome come out of the crowd. Hey, Willa, wait, don't.
We weren't
Your
leaving.
winnings.
Oh, I
I'll
win
take those.
something?
I'll take those.
Yeah, manager.
Yeah.
Bring her back. She nearly killed a dwarf. It was amazing.
He just ran into my fist.
How many revenue streams do you have to have, man? Like I'm broke. I'm about to do it with a dwarf for money. Okay, and you're over here with 15 different revenue streams. I'm done with
Okay.
it.
I know. This money's not mine.
You are a river to your people, is that what you're saying? Okay.
I am a river
To my
to
people.
my people. And all the tabaxis are like,
Okay.
You're her manager.
Yeah.
She's the only one that spars with me for money.
The
I trained her too.
Oh, that's good. So can you fight like that as well?
I don't want to.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Well, here's your winnings for tonight.
What's
And
it feel
it's 180 gold.
You guys can go off adventuring. I'm just gonna fight for money. You're gonna tell me this. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna do that every night. So
I mean, it's within.
Always here?
Well, it's almost the winter fest, so we fight in the alleys. Sometimes up at the quad roads. Sometime down here. It just kind of depends. We keep it moving. We want to stay out of the eyes of the authorities. We get a lot of drunk hunters and others who come in fat with coin, and they have a lot of steam to blow off. So we do the alley fights when we can.
I have a question for you, if you don't mind.
After what I just witnessed tonight, you may ask any question you'd like.
I came down here looking for someone. They were dressed in the colors of the raven.
Oh, you must, Guildford. He bets down here all the time.
He was talking to a man that looked like death.
Oh.
Did you see them?
Crimin. He's a hollowed one. Good fighter, but spooky as fuck.
It was Crimin and who?
Guildford. They are often. He sponsors him.
Crimin?
K-R-I-M.
Kremin. Crimin.
K-R-E?
Okay.
I-M-M?
Mm-hmm.
E-I-M.
But she was amazing. Bring her back again. The fights will last until Winterfest, and then they move over into the official pits once Winterfest launches.
Okay.
Crimin is something dead.
He's described as a hollowed one.
Hollowed one.
I was hoping did you see which way they might have gone?
Oh, sorry, I didn't keep tabs.
If you see them,
Can you send a note over to the Stone Grove for us?
To the Stone Grove. He pulls
In
out
the-
a
Raving Grounds? No. Sunward? In the Sunward.
if
Ah,
you don't
yes.
mind, can that be sealed somehow too? So only our eyes can see it? We're having trouble with our mail.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mail, I don't. You're having trouble with your manfolk.
Mail.
Yeah, manfolk.
Yeah.
Our post.
Our post just keeps getting read.
Oh, you guards. You post all the time.
It's not
I love
It's
it.
like,
You keep going, bro. You keep going. We'll get it.
Gnome's
We'll
like,
get it eventually.
I'm really confused. You use language that's not familiar to me.
our letters.
A secure messenger.
Your raven letters. So yeah, I can send a raven to your post.
Yeah.
Yes, where you guard.
Just want to make sure our letters aren't getting read by anyone but us.
I'm not sure how you
Just
can
make sure
get
the scrolls are sealed.
that. I can do. Yes, messages to let you know that. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Letters on paper.
I want to
All
need a
right,
chair.
Let's
I'm
go-
officially putting
let's
this. If
go,
anybody has a
um,
chair to give me, this one's broken.
And what was your name, sir?
What's
What
the
was your
gnome's
name?
name?
My name is Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh.
All right.
He's
If
in
you
charge
buy
of the
that, I
fights.
got a bridge to sell you.
I manage the coin with these fights. It's my business. It's a seasonal business, but it's what I do.
Okay.
Thank you, Gilgamesh, for allowing me to fight. It was short, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm not sure if anyone allowed you to fight. We just watched you destroy someone with a single knot punch. That was terrifying. But we have a couple folks that might be in soon that I think you'll find very enjoyable.
He punched you in the fist with his face.
He ran into my knife. He ran into my knife 10 times.
Where's that from?
Chicago.
Oh, that's right. Ran into my knife.
He had it coming. He had it coming. He had it coming.
Should we
It's a
continue
very
to let
violent movie. That
Oh,
movie.
It's a
yeah.
very violent movie. Yeah. But
Those
it's
women
pretty.
definitely deserve to be in there. Just gonna put that out there.
They had it coming.
So the three of you are in the braving grounds at the alley fights at this point. You two are
Yay.
over at the Slayer's Take, and you're currently partying with the Copper Takers or the
Yeah.
Coin Strikers.
Coin Strikers.
What was
over-
that dude's name, or do you have one for him?
It's appropriate.
Different grade.
Do you have a name for that guy I'm carousing with?
Oh,
Damn,
yeah, I do have a name for
Yeah,
him.
quite
Let
a
me
bit
pull
of
his
gold.
name out because
For not
For the
having
love of
any
God,
gold.
can you make it like
I
one I
don't
can
know I have
pronounce?
that money.
I know.
Like Ben. How about Ben?
It wouldn't be there if I did.
I know.
Bend over. Yeah. Mr. Over. Bend over.
Oh my goodness, that was funny.
Oh, Mr. Dover. Bend over. Buster?
you, sir, are a man of
Continue to let her fight. No.
Yes, let me fight some more, please.
where did I
Is it?
Tomorrow.
Is it,
She
is
can
it
fight if she wants. You don't have to let her do nothing.
We'll find fights tomorrow. He said more people will
there
be
it
coming.
is.
She's been wanting to spar all the time.
We'll
So
bring
now
you
we
back to spar
she
tomorrow.
has a outlet for her
Yeah.
rage.
I don't
I'm
have
actually-
rage.
I'm actually going to make a note here that says take Willa to.
He goes by the name of Baragazar. BARA hyphen GZAR. Baragazar.
Okay. All right. Cool. Human.
As far as you can tell so
Okay.
far.
All right. Fine.
I mean, maybe you can join the fight.
We'll find out. We'll find out what he looks like downstairs. Okay.
Earn a bit of coin.
Not there.
No. You're with me.
See what happens when you look for trouble? You find it.
It found you. And then you get teeth in your fist and you slowly start to absorb them.
The night
It's good
is beginning
vitamins.
to get late. Slayer's Take is pretty rowdy at this point. It is a late night group for the most part. The Goliaths remain, but no sign of the Tiefling anywhere that you can see. The Coin Strikers party goes late into the night as well. Baragazar is very boisterous and very drunk by the end of the evening. So we'll say your plan is successful.
Okay.
And at the end of your evening, he ends up taking you back to his residence, and imagination.
How much
Go
Right,
on.
does
right,
she?
it's fine.
How much does she get to
Buy a
take
new
his
dress.
pockets from?
No,
Did you really just do that?
Yes. Really nice.
see, you're trying to keep it totally
I
PG.
know.
She just
well, not
over the
PG,
edge.
but you
No,
know.
I was saying
Yeah,
how
she
much
was
is stealing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Pockets.
Oh,
No, I'm not
Rolling
doing that.
dice. That
I
was
got-
just
I got-
rolling
yeah,
dice.
Lofty
rolling dice.
ambitions.
Yeah.
She's looking for a sugar daddy. She's not stealing from him.
That's fair.
I got
So let's
lofty
say
ambitions.
your plan goes off well, and you
Okay.
end up back at
So
Bargazar's
this is the
residence,
long
where you're gonna
hunt.
Oh,
finish your long rest.
I got to cut it short though, because I got to take care of him, and then I got to get back for the guard because I promised to have drinks with him.
That's fair.
Okay.
Okay, that's fair. What he's like naked snoring, with the covers on him, and
Right.
you kind of tiptoe out of his room.
All right.
There's a solid maybe 75 platinum you've managed to pilfer throughout the night,
Oh.
from
okay.
him and others that are just too drunk to care.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you got a heavy bag of coin now.
Okay.
The front door is open and being held open by the footman of the residence.
Mhm.
I hope that your evening was productive. It's okay. We understand.
Like she wants to get pregnant from him. I mean, dude,
Understand.
reproductive.
Well, the rich, better that the poor eat the rich, don't you think?
Well,
He's waiting
you
for a
look like you're doing
coin.
very good for yourself.
And he's kind of like standing like he's waiting for some coin.
Mhm.
Like, where's his share? Figure this
Get low.
might happen
Get
more
low,
often
get
than
low.
Well, I know.
yeah.
I
This
figured.
is like this is
She only
grifting.
She only got 71 gold. I mean, or
Right.
platinum.
That's what
got his hand
750
out.
gold.
Some
Plus
And I
the-
grease your
the-
palm for
the-
what?
Coin for the dress.
That's true.
I will let you
She
know
did accept
all
it.
the dinner parties that he goes to.
71 gold or 70?
That would be awesome.
We're talking about people that
Sounds good.
speak much, carry heavy purses, and are quite easy for those. I have others
in my stable.
He's gonna pimp you out. He's pimping you out.
I'll give him 50.
50 gold?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good night. Where can I send messages to you?
As long as they're sealed.
Whatever, Stone Grove.
Mm.
The Stone Grove.
A very nice area. Absolutely.
Only to me,
Of course. And your name?
Zephora.
Hmm. Call me Winston.
Winston.
It's not my name, but you can call me Winston.
Pimpston? What? No.
Pipston! How dare you join in this debauchery of name calling, Bella?
Pimpston. Pimpston. Pimpston.
So that will wrap up Sephora's
All right.
evening with late night, early morning drinks with a
Mhm,
guard that
mhm.
cannot get drunk. And we'll say the two of you just laugh about all of the ridiculousness of rich people and
That
drunk
sounds good.
people and they you're cheering to the coin that falls on the ground, coins that fall from the sky, and as you're kind of cheering, the spriggan lands on a table that you guys are drinking at. It runs off the table and disappears onto the ground.
All right.
All
All right.
I've been summoned.
I wanna,
So before
oh.
it gets too much later, which it's very late at this point, what are you two doing?
We're gonna head back to the Stone Grove and just tear off a door and go to bed.
Okay.
Tear
See.
off a door.
There's upon arrival, since you're the first two back there, the Vardo's been returned. The planking on the main gate's been taken down. You see some familiar faces, a couple familiar faces. The elf that runs the kitchen, and Renardo as well, the one that's in charge of the guards, and or Ricardo, who's in charge of the guards and everything. And so there's a handful of guards that have been placed back on duty. Longfang is back. She managed to gather them up and bring them. No sign of Elise's body anywhere. The area that she was on is completely cleaned. The house is gradually being very slowly and painfully put back into order. Eventually, the elf
No, we didn't.
kind of comes up to you. Your quarters are back into normalcy. I shall work on the kitchen and get things back up and running. So we didn't really know what to do. We didn't want to take license with your establishment, so we did what we thought was best and went to the Sandray and had the high bearer who originally offered this place up. Anyways, if you and your friends disappear, maybe some kind of notification so that we can at least plan for a extended trip.
We'll do our best.
Mm.
Did you
Paul-
happen
Paul is
to
wearing
find
guard.
anything untoward as you came in and started cleaning?
No, not particularly. Things were a bit messy. It was strange that the main floor of the common room was very clean. I don't remember any of us cleaning it before we left, but other than that, we did not notice anything missing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check around the room. Oh,
You're the worst pigeon.
Yeah, you accused me of being a bad.
No, you're the best kind because you're obvious. She pretends to be subtle,
And she's not.
and she's not
Yeah.
subtle at all.
I'm gonna go back and check.
Go check over there in a second.
Were you checking?
Back in the main.
Oh.
You're the little
No,
baby
not
guy.
there. The other way.
I don't want.
I'm gonna slip out and go check the ship.
Oh, you want to go check the tree copse where you kind of got everything tucked and hidden away? It's
We'd
still
have
there.
Willa grow the vines over.
Yeah,
and stuff.
It's still there. You kind of it's very well hidden. I mean, it's overgrown and it's virtually almost impossible to see. You put your hand underneath the vines and the undergrowth, and you can hear the kind of metal surface of the wasp underneath. So it's still there.
We're gonna go to bed.
Okay. Head up to Maro's room and crash there for the night. What are the three of you doing before we settle into our long rest? Since the three of you are out and about and it's getting late.
We're in the quad roads.
You are
No,
in between quad roads and the braving grounds at this point.
I don't think we can do anything.
Charlie, will you grab me some water?
No, because then
Water. You want some water?
damn it, we probably don't want to do this without everybody. But I wanted to look for that underground market in the boarded up chapel.
Would you like me to try and get everybody here?
I mean, you would know that would probably be where
It's
we
not
say
in the
that.
quad roads.
Yeah, it's over in the quad roads.
It's got
Is it close?
You remember it being
By a statue.
of Cord is what you remember it being by. So it's actually in the braving grounds.
it's in
So it's
quad roads with
it's
a
actually in the
statue
same-
and a house in front.
So
a
it's in the
fat
same
house with a
area
statue in
as
front of it.
our grove.
Hmm?
It's in the same area as our grove because
Mhm.
it's also in the Braving Grounds.
Yeah,
So we can.
general area. I mean, it's still very dense, populated, kind of like residential district. I mean, you've got the description of it, and there's a good chance you might know where it's at.
Night underground market. I don't want to go without Zipporah though.
Why? I'm broke.
Not
Can't buy
anymore.
anything. I had to grease so many palms tonight.
Literally.
Yeah,
You
that's
have more
right.
money than me, and look.
It's not my worst Wednesday
Yeah.
night.
You have more money than she does. Every single copper I give her, she eats.
Yeah.
No,
She's
the,
FCG.
the last copper that I had, I put it into the fountain.
Should pay her in
Well,
cow
that's fair.
manure.
That's fair.
No, we pay her in wizard bodies.
Well,
That's more true than
Oh
anything
man, I
else.
should have eaten Elise. Damn it! You guys didn't let me, didn't you?
I'll let you eat grumbles.
Oh.
She can eat grumbles when I'm done with them.
I mean, we are probably. Gonna
I'm gonna make a
We
skin
still
suit
haven't
out of
figured
them.
out what happened to Elise.
So she's gone now. I don't know that, but I wanted to eat her.
But she was gone before our group got here, and the floor was strangely
I
clean.
want to eat her.
But we don't know that yet. Okay, so we're trying to, as we're walking around, trying to find the opening to that underground underground market, because it's nighttime, so that would be when it would be open, right?
Yeah, it's pretty late as well.
Mhm.
So give me a survival check as you and Bella and Willa start wandering around the old abandoned Cord temple.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Any of you know thieves can't? You wouldn't, would you? That would be what
Why I
Scarlet
wanted
would know
Sephora.
it. Yeah. You do come across a lot of strange symbols and markings that you think probably matter.
Mhm.
That whoever can read these markings and understand how they're coordinated
Mhm.
would probably make sense to them. But to the three of you,
All
it
right.
might as well be a foreign language.
Well, I'm going to note where this is so that
Okay.
I can bring the rest of the group back maybe
fair.
tomorrow.
Okay.
When
you
does
sure
the-
you don't want me to get the others?
No, they're probably asleep already.
That doesn't mean they can't be woken up.
I know.
You and your dwarven friend finished the night off of drinking, and he's stumbling back to the coin striker's barracks.
Okay,
Where are you heading off to? It's late.
going back home.
Okay, so you're heading back to Stone Grove as
Mhm.
well. So you guys make your notes. So everyone go ahead and click off your long rest.
We don't have.
I know, it's a joke.
What do you mean?
I don't
We're
really
the
use
only
long
one
rest.
that's using
D&D Beyond.
D&D Beyond.
For me?
Yes.
Okay, I clicked off a long rest for me. Sorry.
All of you find beds, pillows, blankets, and some of you sleep in a little bit later than some others. But all of you awaken to the familiar smell of bacon, breads, coffees, and teas.
I mean, we woke up to that yesterday.
As Devanaste is back on kitchen
Yay.
duty.
After my 4 hours of sleep that I'm required, I've wanted to walk back to that alley and just kind of be a weirdo.
I mean, it's abandoned for the most part.
Yeah.
Everything's pretty much done, and you kind of wander around.
Find some teeth on the ground.
Find the blood.
Yeah, like there's dried patches of blood, teeth, fingernails, clumps of hair that's been ripped out of people's head.
No, not that one. The one with the thieves' can't.
Oh, you go back to
Oh.
that one? Oh, okay.
Roll for initiative.
Yeah. 25 Goliath. No. So what are you looking for while you're there early
Nothing
in the morning?
particular.
Okay.
It's just like I'm just. I know that we're looking for people and stuff, and I'm just trying to be observant.
Give me a perception check as you just kind of keep an eye on things around you.
Nope. That is
That is what? A mess.
exactly
Natural 1.
11.
11?
Yeah.
I mean, you're in the area for a while, and there's people that come and go. I mean, at some point, even another weirdo's nearby. So there's like 2 of you hanging out there. But I mean, nothing really strange happens. It's pretty just kind of actually quite abandoned. Nothing going on.
It looks like there's hungry homeless people. I'm going to feed them good berries. Because they look sad.
What do you want? What? Oh, I'm allergic to those.
What? You
pet
you
this
move
guy.
over to another one and shove it in their mouth. You move over to another one, shove it in their mouth. Before long, I mean, as soon as they see you coming, they just kind of get up and shuffle away.
Walk stiffly towards them.
Is that a coffee?
Goobers. The front one needs a new water bottle, or the back one?
The front one needs it.
Okay. I think the back one needs one too. So I'll change those out tomorrow morning when I get in. So with that, you can hear the familiar sounds of a staff. You can hear the familiar sounds of the house kind of coming back alive as everyone's been kind of brought back per usual. And you can hear the elvish chef kind of yelling, or you can hear her voice kind of lilt up into the second floor. Breakfast is served. Breakfast is served. And you can hear that familiar ringing of the bell, just that slight boom, to let you know that the common room is currently being ladled with all manner of breakfast items. As you guys gather around the table to enjoy another morning of being back in Vasselheim, what would you guys like to do?
I'm going to let everybody know what I found.
Okay.
What's that? The secret area and the people who we followed.
At the Laughing Matron. She went to the Laughing Matron, so she's telling us about the Laughing Matron and the secret area.
Is it
And
the
people.
same area with the thieves' can't?
No, different area.
Different area.
Interesting. Okay.
And I'm going to tell you what we
There's
did.
2 secret places in the
and
city.
Oh my.
What Willa
My.
ended up doing. Pit fighting.
What?
Willa went pit fighting last night. Won 180 gold.
It wasn't a fight.
Yeah, she kind of took the guy down in one.
Color me
I
impressed.
didn't punch him. He ran into my fist.
Yeah,
How much did you make
180 gold.
I don't have any money.
for one fight?
He didn't fight me. He just ran into my
I think
fist.
it was because they were all betting against her, and so that's why she won
Oh.
so much.
All right. Where? In the pits?
It was,
It was an
alley.
We have to take her back because she wants to spar with them again.
Oh, all right. That sounds fun.
Didn't you get attacked by a minion from the sky? There's tons of them.
Yeah, we found 3 at the party that we were at the Tawny Guild.
One dropped in my beer.
In fact, I returned them. I returned them last night.
they're all like just kind of crawling all over Willa. She's like,
They're in my branches.
yeah, she's just kind of sitting there.
Like in her fist was a bunch of little ones with their fists out. So when you hit it,
The power of many.
yeah, right. This would be a good cartoon.
They just spend the whole time like dancing on her shoulder and on the table,
mimicking fighting and punches. Like
Right.
one of the
One
Spriggans
of them
runs into the
pretends-
other's
yeah.
face and goes, and then, like falls onto the ground unconscious.
Pieces of bark go flying.
Yeah, they retell her story of her life.
It's like all the
while
little
you're-
Stay Puffs and Ghostbusters, kind of
Yeah.
just playing around her.
Except they're not
And
evil.
Devon State comes out. Oh yes, there's that, isn't there? Well, happy all of you are back. It's very
Thank
nice
you.
to have
Thank
you
you
back.
for coming back.
Um,
Sorry we left without.
Just a warning.
We'll give a warning.
That way
next
we
time.
can make sure that this doesn't become a hassle like before. So if
Yeah.
you could do that for us, that'd be greatly appreciated. So everything is being squared away today. We'll try to have everything put back where everything was. Do you happen to know what happened to the Grumbles shed that he used to use? We've noticed it's gone.
We had it torn down.
Oh, well, very,
It's not what happened.
very well. By the way,
Where's Paul and Thomas? They were
Uh,
supposed to make sure nobody moved the.
Grumbles should be being delivered back here so we can nurse.
to
them.
Willa's point, Paul and Thomas did make mention, but we thought maybe they were drinking, that they watched the shed disappear.
Yeah, we tore it down magically.
It
Oh.
didn't get torn down. It's on a moon.
I don't think it's on the moon anymore.
Here we go.
I miss you, Willa, and you and your stories. This is so fascinating.
I have no
Anyways,
reason
that's
to
fine.
lie.
Would you like us to rehire
Why do they think I'm
Paul and
lying?
Thomas?
Yeah.
We shall. We originally kind of let them go. We thought they were drinking on duty. So.
No, it kind of was an accident. So
Oh,
yeah.
you accidentally got rid of a shed.
By magic. Yeah, it was.
The experiment gone awry.
Yeah.
You should.
What are you
have
asking too many questions for?
I just. And Grumbles has been delivered.
Okay.
He's
is-
unconscious.
We're gonna
Yes.
we're gonna be his caretakers. Or
I've got him up in one of the spare rooms.
things.
I've got one of the staff keeping an eye on him.
You need
Yeah.
to chain him up.
Can I eat him?
He doesn't have to be chained up. He's not going anywhere. He's catatonic.
How do you know?
He's catatonic.
Can I eat him,
No, you can't eat him.
please?
He was possessed, right?
I have missed all of you so much.
We've
Anyways,
missed you too. This breakfast is amazing.
yes. I'm going to head back to the kitchen now.
Do
So,
you need any help?
Oh, any word?
oh
about-
no, we're good.
Has there been any word about Elise?
Elise.
She was the blonde.
Oh no, I haven't seen her in a very long time. About the same time that you all kind of disappeared. We assumed she went with you
Hmm.
Did you guys leave Grumbles in the empty room?
upstairs.
Yes.
No, there's a staff member with him.
Oh,
He's not alone.
Do I notice spiders?
Not a one.
Oh, thank God. Hmm.
So
They're
far.
all in her hair.
I know it's all like I came home and just slept back in my web.
So he was
The web
possessed
that
at one
I
time,
make.
right?
Yes.
I think he was possessed for a long time.
Okay, well, what stops something from possessing him again
So-
in our house?
What do you mean possession?
Oh,
Is that his ailment? Is that what's wrong with him?
yeah, he was possessed.
Oh,
Or so we think.
Isn't there a midden to clean or floor to mop or a
She
Fire to
just made us
stoke.
breakfast.
yes, I know.
you're such a charmer, Zafar. Welcome back. I will
Are
have
you aware of the ghost?
2 sets of eyes on him then.
Tell
Welcome.
hello to Pike.
We
next
can
time
probably
you see
cuff
her.
him to the bed just in case he gets possessed again.
Cuff.
Has there been any sightings of Henry around lately?
It's
No, I would say
At the
upon
same
your
time?
disappearance, both Elise and Henry have not
And
been
Grumbles.
seen since, as well as Grumbles. This is the first time we've seen Grumbles since your own disappearance.
Has anyone else visited lately?
I wouldn't know. On the 3rd day, we sealed everything up. The Serenray came and, well, they came and got your stuff. Oh, good Lord. Thank you for the raid. Thank you so much, everybody. Very
That's
much
terrible.
Thank
appreciated.
you.
That's
Yeah,
terrible.
I
Um,
know.
Yeah, just got raided by 52 people.
Shoo!
And we're late.
Yeah.
So wherever
thank
you guys are, I know it's late. So thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you very much for the raid.
It's
Very
not
much
that
appreciated.
late.
If you're on the East Coast, it is.
Yeah,
Maybe
a lot
they're
of
from
them.
Australia, so it's
On
like
the East Coast.
yesterday
That's
or
fair.
something.
It's possible.
All right, so Thanks. Thank you.
Yes, but anyways,
You're gonna have 2 sets of eyes on Grumbles.
Yes, that is the plan.
But you couldn't stay here and got our house boarded up and everyone was shooed away. I don't
they
have a
all
whole
thought
lot
we
of
were dead.
trust.
Well, it's
Good
not
for
that we
them.
didn't want to do anything. It's just that we thought you were dead. You've been gone for a week.
We're gonna be gone here and there. Someone goes on vacation and they're dead.
Somebody goes, Morrow's the man. He's my vibe.
Well, okay, but we'll be giving them notice that we'll be, and then we'll be gone.
Here's a notice. We're not dead. Don't close anything down again.
As long as you let us know where you've gone.
And we continue to pay them because they were probably worried about not getting paid.
Well, not specifically. It's just a lack of information. That's all. We don't know how to take care of something if we don't know we're expected to take care of it long term.
Who's in charge here? You or the help?
Well, we weren't here, so
I've missed you so much so far. You're such a ray of sunshine. Anyways, thank you. And again, if you
Say hello to Pike first next time you see her.
What?
I know you're a friend of
she's a
hers.
friend of Pikes.
Of course,
Who's
as
Pike?
far as I know, she's in Shokum, spending some time with some old friends. And I don't expect any time back soon. My understanding is she's abdicated her seat.
Has that gone through already then? I know it was in process when we.
It'll be announced at the Winterfest when they put the chairs up for vote for the new
That's what
What's the?
for the new marshals.
So what, I know that there was a few of them that were going for it. Is William Conifer still in the lead for the run?
He is a contender, although most
Could've been a
do not
contender.
find Guildhall's membership to be welcomed. I would say the individual, from what I understand, that's doing quite well is Vorka Fazim.
What is it?
She's
I have her name down here.
She's
in another
Don
place.
Marshal of the Braving Grounds.
Yes, of our own area.
Yes, she's quite popular. If she does the ceremonies as expected for the Braving Grounds, we expect her to do quite well.
Does she have guards watching her?
She's a person of importance, I would imagine she would.
Just making sure.
You're not going to kill her, are you?
No,
No, she just wants to make sure someone else doesn't.
Oh, is there a threat to be concerned about?
No, it's just when things like this happen,
Things like,
us disappearing, people changing hands, people go missing and things happen.
following you is like following a turnip into the ground.
My roots go deep. The
No,
connections.
it's a rabbit hole of pain and remorse.
Who's she?
What is she speaking about?
We need to torture her.
Did you
She's
did,
probably
did,
doing this
did you
information
injure her
aside.
on your travels? Is she injured?
She
Can
probably
trees get
not.
injured?
She asks way too many questions.
Do we- You know what you need to do, Willa? I do apologize that they took down your very unusual garden sculpture.
I look at the table. Indeed.
There are legalities regarding allowing a corpse to dance in the garden. Some of our why do you keep
Not
knocking on wood?
Because this is a corpse to Willa.
Oh, yes. I guess it would be.
It would be.
What's her name?
I
Don
see what
Marshall?
you did there.
Braving
But
Grounds?
anyways, they won't
Vorka.
allow
Huh?
dancing
Vorka.
corpses in the
Vorka.
garden any longer. Don't get me wrong, it was the Spriggans and everything that you had built for it. It was quite nice for Gothic-looking Terrorfest. People come and visit and look for you, look for your friend. More importantly, they look for Jade. To be honest with you, anyways, we had visitors that saw the corpses dancing in the garden, and it created a bit of a problem, bit of a challenge. So yes, we
So the guards allowed,
just felt it
allowed
was
visitors in?
it was an
The
obligation
Saren Raid
to
has also asked us
keep
to
the-
not do that
so-
again.
my recommendation is maybe towards the back of the garden where it cannot be seen from the road.
Where's our
perhaps.
guards?
They're here. They're
Next
posted out
time.
front, and
Instead of dancing, they will just become stationary.
How about we put them not where people can see? Maybe
How about
in
a
your
nice
room.
table next time?
Or how about we?
Isn't this
we
our
make
house?
how about we make a nice little
You can do whatever the
garden?
heck you want to do here.
Just
I'm just
for your
imagining a
friend.
person that's been turned into a table.
Don't let these non-tree people tell you what to do. You do whatever you feel like doing.
We'll make
Oh my
your
god, I
own
love
private
this guy's
garden,
name,
Willa.
California Exodus.
Yeah.
We'll make your
Someday,
own
I love
baby.
garden.
New Hampshire.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, I will see to it that the staff is put back on the roster, everything put back to normal. Is there any special requests we should keep in mind? Is everything?
Yeah, if I go to the store, don't assume I'm dead when I come back with groceries. I want this place to be not boarded up
Sephora.
and you all not gone.
Sephora, you don't get groceries. She does.
Well, whatever. If I walk out, if I go for a midnight stroll,
If I go to visit my parents,
don't sell all of my equipment.
Don't you need a dress wash?
No, I took a whore's bath. You know, top and tails.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. You know, we do things and we go to places and we are gone for months and months at a time.
No, that I did not know.
Well, that's going to happen.
All the time?
Yes.
He came to us.
Very well.
wanting
We'll
our
take that into
support.
consideration when we set up the
We're
We're
roster
not
for the staff.
homebodies by any
Clearly
measure.
not.
For,
Totally
our
understand.
support in his reign.
So unless you
Hello?
get word and maybe our heads come back in a box or something,
Can I get some
But we know
extra
don't
breakfast
board everything
for
up.
Some particular
Yeah, I think we're just
other hungry creatures.
Yes, I've built them a
I'm not
little
saying
area
they're
down
very
in the
even.
basement.
Yes.
We're using the old dumbwaiter to allow them up into your room. It took some convincing for some of the staff to be brought back. They're quite terrifying. One of them continues to grow. It doesn't seem to stop growing. Unfortunately, when we were setting up the basement, it had found a hidey hole filled with empty potion bottles.
Oh,
And we think it might have been consuming them.
oh no.
Empty potion bottles?
A
And
giant spider.
The polymorph.
Please not Bob.
No. It would have been
I
potions
I
from
don't know who Bob
before.
is. Is that your favorite?
Does
You just
Bob
said
have
they're
a
empty
missing
potion
leg?
bottles,
But they weren't empty.
Oh, the one
before.
that was squished. Is
No,
that,
that one's that's gone.
Oh,
We,
okay.
we
That was
had a
Jeff.
debate. That was Jeff.
That was Jeff. Oh, it's very hard to keep all your spiders coordinated.
Yeah,
So
let's
I try.
keep them out of the.
They're apparently now in the basement. And there's
Well,
a
the
hole that
reason
goes
we-
from-
Well,
area.
The reason why we had to do this, let's just rip this wrapping off the wound. Could you six come with me briefly?
Yeah.
Of course.
Guys,
Very
we
well.
need to be less creepy.
So you guys kind of like you all get up from the breakfast table and you kind of like head over to the basement stairs to take you down into the larder. There's like a spare larder, spare
I read
basement.
I read my hand
Don't
against,
touch my
the,
babies.
against the wall mournfully.
It's stone.
It's a stone grove. Willa.
But it's a grove.
Stone
Stone.
Yeah.
You guys kind of like end up down in the cellar and everything's racked out nicely. Like there's everything stashed very nicely. Oh dear, he's awake. You look over and in the corner of the cellar is the largest spider you've ever seen.
Is it like
I'm
the
just
size
gonna
of-
straight.
Oh,
It's
like the size
it's
of a dog,
it's
or
kind of like it's not all
like the
that.
size of that Yoda.
It's about the size of
Has he
Morrow.
been fed recently? He
Oh,
might be
the
hungry.
size of Morrow.
Yeah, it's medium size. It's quite large.
Hey, Bella,
It's
I'm
it's
just gonna straight up
Bella.
arms
you
open.
might be able to. You might be able to ride
you
that.
watch as Bella gets all excited, and then you watch as Avaste kind of, oh, you're gonna love this
mandibles.
part. Like as you start trying to approach it, it kind of gets up on its thorax and it looks over, sees you coming. Yeah, you need to stop right there.
Oh,
I'm not that kind of spider.
Oh, so
It's
sad.
not a hugging spider.
I'm just gonna cry. Just
Hey,
be like,
what's your
no.
name?
So here's the thing.
The last time I tried to say my name, I got
When I was hiding,
Mhm.
I found these great bottles with these really cool liquids in them.
Mhm.
And I was feasted on a rat,
you could just live off those for days.
Absolutely.
And I drank from this strange potion. I don't know how to read, so
We can teach you.
well, here he is like strange kind of like claws that he uses to pick up an empty bottle, and he sets it down and it rolls kind of
They
like
have 2 claws.
yeah, he's like
Yeah.
and he's all, but every time his mandibles are clacking, he's speaking, so you can hear his voice.
Right.
And as the bottle kind of like clacks onto the ground, you can see the label on it, true polymorph.
Oops.
I know this is gonna be a weird situation. I like dogs. I like
To eat or
yeah. Oh yeah.
okay.
I mean, look at these mandibles. This is not schoolyard kid stuff now. I need to eat really good stuff. And like you watch as Avasi just kind of gradually backs out of the cellar, kind of
As
like
they're having a
going up the
conversation.
stairs and turning just as she's kind of I'm certainly glad they're back.
I'm just gonna like rub the fuzzy head and be like, "Do you like goats?"
And that's where we're going to finish tonight as you guys are back home and you've got your new pet spider.
And I still have a day and a half before I can get the garden up and
Don't
running.
they eat their own?
Yeah.
So we just have
like, "Do you
one.
like
Oh,
goats?"
he's already
I mean, we can vibe that. We can definitely vibe it.
Wait, you said
Those-
the true polymorph.
A failed.
So wait,
it
does
was
that
a
mean
failed
that
one?
doesn't
No.
that doesn't grow them, does it? I thought that actually just changes what they are.
Well, you just happened to
It was
turn
a
him into a
spider.
giant
What if
spider.
it
It was a
was like
spider.
a,
It wasn't a human.
Well,
I
yeah,
thought
but
it was like a human
if
that
it's
turned into a spider.
who knows?
Don't know.
You're gonna have to
Oh,
find
no.
out.
Well, he said he was eating a
He was
rat.
eating
so.
a rat.
He was eating a rat at the time.
And he was saying that you can live off those for days, but humans
Don't fondle his
can live off
spinnerets
those
till you
for
find
days.
out what he is.
Like, what if it was like some sort of Grumbles Part 2?
Oh God!
I just thought of
Please
it. What
don't
if
give
it
it-
actually
Hey,
was
do me a
terrible?
favor. Please do not give him ideas, because then I would have to kill Grumble Spider, and then you would be mad at me. You'd kill me.
My pimp would be upset.
My pimp would be upset. My Johns would be upset.
You will not hit Bob Jr.
Oh, I'll give him Grumbles to suck on.
No, I was gonna eat Grumbles. You can't have. It's better
You can eat his husk.
I love how they're fighting over the living corpse of Grumbles. So that's lots of fun. Let's play with that and have lots of fun
Just
with
wrap
that.
them in silk, suck them dry, and then feed them to Willow.
This guy's delicious. He's aged.
Oh
Like
my
a
goodness.
fine wine.
That's right.
Well, thank you, darling Creep Show, for coming out and raiding us. We
Oh,
really
yeah, thank
appreciate
you.
it.
That's my name.
Um,
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's the name of
Man,
their show.
Darling
I'm
Creep
actually,
Show, you rock.
I just followed them as well.
That's like perfect for our group. That's exactly what we are.
No,
Yeah.
I still like the
Oh,
oddities.
the Willow Creep Show is pervasive. Yes, that was.
See, but the oddities works because we're all oddballs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
and that's the
all-
name of the group now, right? Oddity, the
No,
Oddities.
we're still deciding.
You're
No, I think
still
everybody else
deciding.
has decided.
No.
I think you're still deciding.
It has to have another. It has to have two names.
I'm like imagining her walking up behind you guys as you announce yourselves.
How about this? How about this? The gem and the oddballs.
No.
That's
No,
a
that sounds like-
little. What's
That sounds
that
like an 80s
cartoon?
band.
Gemma.
That's like Josie and the Pussycats.
Josie and the Pussycats.
No, what was
Gemma
that?
and
Gem?
Gem,
There was
the
actually
cartoon
Gem.
Gem.
Yeah.
No,
Or,
good.
or Jade and the oddballs.
No. Mm-mm.
Because she just wanted to be part of the oddballs.
No, the oddities. I love it. It's gonna
Why
stay.
do we have to have a name?
Because
When you introduce yourselves to groups, you never know.
oddities.
Are we all
So who do you
named?
haul for? The oddities.
We gotta sound like something decent. Hi, we're the oddballs. Hire us. Yeah, that sounds great.
Well, darling Creep Show, thank you for the raid. Free Range Minis, thank you for the follow. Brian Smokes, Mortal Crux, Rad Trillis. I mean, these names are amazing. Thank you all for following. Do truly appreciate it. Especially, I'm not
California
sure where you
Exodus.
guys are. I know it's late for us. It's 10 o'clock in California.
That means it's officially my birthday.
It is. Happy birthday! Yay! And cupcakes were brought, and skull cakes were brought, and rotten tangerines were consumed, and much diarrhea to follow.
That's right.
Yeah, lots of fun.
Yay!
You're just gonna be like this. What?
Just remember, it's a good colon cleanse.
I only
Yeah,
have
the real
one.
Jennifer, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. We will be back next week, correct? We're good for next Monday, everybody. Our schedules are good.
Barring any unforeseen
To
circumstances.
see where this
Wait a minute. Oh yeah, Monday.
bizarre kind of group goes and what direction next. Maybe they'll stay as a group this next time. Maybe there'll be an outcome from that. I don't know. I try to predict some things, but I was not
I
predicting
don't know. When
anything
we all
for tonight.
when we all get together, that's when everything goes boom.
Hey, they're the ones that wanted to leave Willa out. Of course, she's gonna wander off.
Yeah, but that's when we go to far and distant planets, and when we're all together.
There is truth in this.
Hey, you know what?
You can also catch us this Saturday with the Grain Lands. You can also catch us Sunday for the Mad Mage Journey in the Undermountain, as well as the Fool's Errand and the Shattered Isles. So if you're hanging out with us over the weekend, please do. Other than that, thank you everybody for coming out. And we love you all. Be kind, be safe, and play a game. It's good for you. Good night, everybody.
Woo! Play ball! Wait.
You know,
Play sports ball.
I feel like, Jade, you're like a rapper. I'm pretty soon you're gonna have a power drink. You know,
Huh?
she's gonna have a power drink. She's gonna have all these revenue streams.
I could like give you guys like split the money from the
Mhm.
Next time.
I want my own thing. I want my own revenue stream.
If I,
And I'm getting
you
it
know
now.
that if Willa has
Hey,
money, she's either
I'm
gonna
a
give
whore
it to
now.
somebody.
I rolled the guy's insight check on
Yeah.
you, right?
Yeah.
So when he was on his way out, or when
Yeah.
you were getting out, you were like, tiptoeing out of the guy's room.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, another one to add to my stable. He's like, hey, I'll let you in on all the dinners he goes to, and
Right.
plug you into the network. And
Oh, that's cool. I'm looking to nail a Don Marshall because
nail a Don Marshall.
yeah, I want to get a Don Marshall because
Oh,
I
that
wanna-
could work for us.
I wanna politically
Oh,
influence.
now you're encouraging the relationships.
No, that could work for us because we could, we want to kill the
We're
white
toxic
lion, right?
friends.
Because,
Yes.
she needs to kill the white lion.
I need to complete my job.
Oh my God, you guys are killing me. I love it. I love it so much.